I'll make your life miserable, sir. So you can make that choice. There's gonna be repercussions. I'm sorry, it's not gonna be worth it for anybody. Trust me.
Welcome back to Just Trish. I have probably one of my all-time favorite people in the world here today.
She's a content creator with over 2 million followers on TikTok, a former wrestling superstar, Playboy model, mother to Gothic baby, and all-around queen,
Miss Reby Hardy.
Oh my God. I can't believe I'm here. This is amazing.
Oh my gosh. I am so excited. It's surreal to me to see you. I'm just like, you look so good.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
You've lived the life I've always wanted. We talked about this upstairs. Your early 2000s life. I mean, now you're still living the life I wanted in your themed mansion with your hubby and 4 kids. But I want to start at the beginning. I mean, we could go way to the beginning. There's so much. But I DM'd you and I was like, I loved you on TNA. And you're like, oh.
No, I thought, no, honestly, because they're in wrestling, there's only, it's almost like strippers, right? Like you all kind of have similar sounding names. I was like, is she confusing me with somebody else? Like, because this cannot be wrong. I was like,
that's so
who
funny.
Does she think she's actually talking to? Because it's not, you can't be talking about me. I was like, really?
I was 100% you. I remembered it vividly so much. Like the match, like, there was even some on YouTube still with me. One friend I was telling you, I mean, we're not like, I mean, we're friends, I guess, but we were friends back in the day. And you wrestled her, and I looked it up last night, and it's on YouTube still, like the wrestling match between you two.
Yeah,
and I was obsessed.
I gotta look back on that.
You were like, you've been blonde, you've been brunette. You were just like tiny with these like big boobs. I was just so obsessed with you.
Can we curse here?
Yeah, go for it.
I was very I was like very blonde, like just shaking my ass in the ring. Like
you
that
were
was the persona.
Oh, I wanted to be you so bad. I think a lot of the TNA girls I wanted to be. I was so envious because you guys all just looked so cute, put together, and yeah.
Fed into it. I like what, I'm here for like the women's empowerment, like female movement, like we're strong too. And like, yes, obviously, but like, I feel like when you ignore the fact of like, these are like feminine badasses, like you're losing a lot of it. So that's what I loved about TNA, that they really like fed into that. Like we were able to play into that and like be blonde and be ridiculous and like
sexy.
Tits out. Like,
yeah. Oh, I love that so much. I miss that with like and superheroes too. I'm like, God, I wish they were like sexy superheroes.
Like I love the like, yeah, I'm a badass and all I do is like beat people, but like I don't know, there's something to be said for that too.
How long were you on TNA for?
Officially like 3 years.
So you wrestled for 3 years with TNA and you got pregnant. Was it planned?
We were not trying, but for the longest time I actually didn't think I could get pregnant at all. What's crazy is like the weekend that we were set to do the Monday after we were going to be doing our IVF and going through it, because I was so nervous because I mean, maybe TMI, but like we were like banging every day and nothing was happening for like 5 years. And I was like, something's up here, because statistically, that's something's off. So he went and got tested first and he had no problems. And I'm like, shit, it's me. So I'm like freaking out. So I like make this consultation and that was set for Monday. That Saturday, after years and years of nothing happening, I found out we're pregnant.
What?
So we weren't technically trying, but like we were about to be trying. And that was like what I had wanted to do. So yeah, I guess thank God the star, because that is so expensive. The star,
yes,
the stars aligned before I had to go through that. Yeah,
that's exactly what we were gonna do too. We were gonna do IVF after the wedding, and then we got pregnant like that the time we got married. But we were trying for about a year and a half, same thing.
Wow.
And even before him, TMI, but he knows this. Like for 8 years, I would never wear nothing. I was just always just like do whatever, and never
you just
got
like
pregnant.
Assume maybe there's something wrong. Maybe it's not possible because like I don't know. But and then once it happens, it's funny. Like it's like the floodgates open.
Is that true?
And now he just like looks at me side eye and I'm pregnant. So I mean, I guess
4 kids. So how many years in between? I know you have
almost 2 years exactly in between all of them.
Wow.
Yeah. With the exception of the last 2, they're like 18 months apart.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I've been like pregnant and or nursing for 9 years at this point. Yeah.
How does that feel? Are you just like, do you love it, or are you just like, oh my goch, okay, this is a lot?
No, I'm happy to finally not be pregnant. If we continued on our like trajectory that we were going, like I'd already be like, third trimester by now with the next, because that's just like clockwork.
I was going to say Evie's too. Yeah. It's that time.
It's the longest I've not been pregnant since 2015.
Oh, wow. And TikTok wants you to be pregnant so bad. They're like manifesting it for you.
Oh my God. And I kind of do too. And if I didn't have to have, I know if I didn't have to have the baby, like absolutely. But I think
Wait, what do you mean?
Like it's the pregnancy part. Like I feel like I could handle like more children, more babies. Like, but I have hard pregnancies. My teeth fall out.
What?
My hair falls out. I'm bald. That's why I'm always in these damn wigs.
No.
Your girl is bald.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
No, it's bad. Like
Your hair that looks so, because I've seen your natural hair. It's very thick and like black. It looks good.
a lot of powder.
Really?
No, I go through it. I'm on a scooter my last trimester. Like I'm a wreck.
Oh my God, I would never know. Because you do natural births too.
I do, yeah. Home
You
births.
never
natural
did an
births.
epidural?
No.
Because with Evie, she was in the rain outside.
Yes, at home.
I need to know about this story because I heard a little bit on TikTok, but I need to know more details.
There was a show, and I don't want to say it was just because of the show, but it kind of like, I don't know, flipped a switch in my mind. It was like Born in the Wild. And it was like a very short run show, but it was like people literally like with these wild aspirations of like going into the jungle, going into the forest, and like having completely unassisted births, like literally in the wild. And I was like, wow, how cool would that be? And I had already done home births. I'm like, what if we did it outside, right? Like, how can we make it crazier? Not that I'm like trying to make my birth like an event, but it kind of is an event.
It's an event.
Like, and I am a person who like really wants to be in control of that and make my own decisions and be like totally autonomous, like with the birth. So I was like, what if we did it outside? And actually, we had just built our pool and we ended up like custom building an outdoor bed for the birth specifically.
Oh my gosh.
And we ended up not being able to use it because it was a rainstorm and she was literally like as active labor started and everyone's like, yeah, right. But there's video of it. And every time I would have a contraction, I swear to God, it would thunder.
Oh my
It was the most like primal. I felt like I was in like a 40 Max movie. It was insanity.
Wow.
And then when she was born, the rain stopped. And my playlist was going, and Beach Boys' "Don't Worry, Baby" played.
No way.
Yeah, and it just happened on the floor of my pool house. So
Wait,
we didn't even get
what?
to use the damn bed that we custom built for outside. Yeah,
The next baby. So it started like lightning. Yeah, the next baby will be out in the bed. You'll have a whole scenic king.
there you go. We'll bring a menagerie of animals maybe next time. I don't know.
Do you guys have animals out there? Because you already have like 100 acres.
In theory, we should, right? We should be like raising animals and stuff, but it would end up being just me taking care of it like I do everything else. And
Right.
I can't. People are like, oh, do you have pets? I'm like, I wipe enough asses, guy. You don't understand. Like, I can't clean up any more poop.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. Yeah, because it's 4 kids and you don't have any like nannies or anything.
No, thank goodness I had my dad. We moved him from Puerto Rico onto the compound. So it's like 100 acres. It's our house. And then next to us is my husband's brother. And then across from that is their dad. And then across from that was their aunt. And then across from that is my dad's.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's like it's a yeehaw compound.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so fun though. At least you're not out there by yourself. When you were saying you're out there, because Matt, you said travels like usually once a week or something, and I'm like, wouldn't that be so scary? But you have family and a lot of guys out there to help you too.
Yeah. Well, at least, yeah.
So you don't feel like scared.
A lot of stun guns and yeah.
Oh my God. So wait, yeah. Well, that's true because you said a lot of fans like show up because your house became like a prop piece. I don't know if we're going to talk about that, but I guess you got it.
No, I mean, it is. It's when we kind of did it to ourselves, like because our house was part of the lore of our storyline on TV, and not even just like on WWE. It was like on WWE, on TNA, on AEW. It's been part of everything, and it's sort of like this backdrop and like a landmark that people will just come and take pictures. But it's kind of weird because there's nothing else around, so it's not even like, oh, we're just stopping by. So if people are there, they're there for that. A little crazy, and like I am. And especially Matt, we do good cop, bad cop. Like he'll stop and he'll talk to everybody anytime.
Really?
Mid-bite, for a hot dog in his mouth. What doesn't matter. He'll put it down. He'll start talking.
Really?
Sauce on his hand. And I'm like, obviously I appreciate, that fans and stuff. But I'll be like, bro, you can't wait till he's done.
Oh, for sure that.
Come on,
for sure. No, you have to. They're eating. Don't do anything.
So it's like hard when he's not home and people show up. Like I lose it sometimes, and I'm glad none of that's ever gone out because I'm sure someone would be able to use that against me. Like I'd have some charges or something, but I mean it's a little crazy. Yeah.
Well, you have people on there with you, which makes me feel better for you and stuff like that. People should know.
At least
this is a wrestling family, and you're also tough because you were a wrestler too. So
I'm very confrontational. So
you?
I love to fight.
Oh
yeah.
my, wait, what? Like physical fight?
I've
love
grown
that.
a little bit as a person, I'd like to think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But if
it's
someone
just,
starts
it's
some
just
shit
in me.
Yeah. You're able to fight if someone comes at you.
Yeah, there's a lot of pent-up aggression, I feel.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny because you come across so like wholesome mom, but then I could see that
Thank
side.
you.
Yeah.
No, there's a duality there for sure.
Yeah, because I knew a lot about you, but then when I was like researching for this, I was like, oh yeah, you were like feisty back in the day. But I was like, wow, she's such a mom now. Like you wouldn't think that.
I've calmed down. I've calmed down a lot, but yeah, no, it'll come out.
I think it's good. I think it's good to be that way. I'm such a pushover. I'm someone who like doesn't like confrontation. I like run. I'm so scared of it. So I'd rather be like you because I just let people like walk all over me, and I'm like,
You got to sometimes like just like transport yourself into a character. I feel like sometimes even when like I don't feel like I have the balls to confront somebody, I just like, okay, now I'm like, okay, now I'm not my wrestling character, and that's gonna take over, and now we're gonna fight. Like,
yeah.
you know, like-
Where does that come from? You think? Because you grew up in New York.
yeah, I think that's just that whole like New York scrappy, like fight for your life mentality kind of thing.
Interesting.
Like, yeah.
Did you? And you went to school in New York?
Yeah, I went to born and raised in Queens.
Wow.
So which is why it's such a transition now to where I am. But yeah,
North Carolina, just middle of nowhere.
taking it for granted, let me tell you, because kind of like what we were talking about with Evie, like she's just so used to everyone fawning over her and wanting to take pictures and like being recognized. I'm like, I'm gonna have to explain to you someday that like this is not normal. Like this doesn't happen to every child,
Every
you know.
baby.
But like growing up in New York, especially now looking back, where I have to drive like an hour to go to a grocery store, it's like, wow, I really took it for granted. I used to cut school and go to TRL. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my gosh,
Like,
did you really?
Yeah.
What? See, you really did live my dream life. That was like my dream.
Y2K TRL, bro. It's like I
Carson
look back
Daly,
and I'm like,
Boys.
wholly take that for granted,
Oh,
man.
I missed that era for sure. And you were right there in New York of it all. Were you always, did you always think you'd be like famous? Like, did you always want to be?
I did always want to be. I
too.
would watch like Kids Incorporated and like Mickey Mouse Club and like Dance with the TV. Like that's gonna be me.
Oh,
you know? Like,
man. That's same. Seeing Britney on there and stuff like that.
dance classes, all of that.
Because you were on Off Broadway, right? You did a musical, which I was like shocked to find out.
Yeah.
So, because you sing, I see you on karaoke all the time on TikTok, but I didn't know you were like a
God.
singer.
No.
Which, by the way, I love karaoke. We always have karaoke parties. So, next one you have to come to.
Nice. Oh my god, I would die.
Yes.
Dream.
So, you sing. Did you take like lessons and stuff?
Just for dance and theater and stuff, stage
wow.
combat, never for singing. So that's why I always open my karaoke shoes like I am not a singer.
No,
We're
you're
just
so-
messing around.
You were on Off Broadway in a musical. So, like, obviously you could sing.
Yeah, I guess never any lead stuff, but yeah.
So that's better. I've never even been like background on Off Broadway. So,
Girl, you have like a whole ass album.
that
What?
I auto tune and pay for.
we were bumping it in the car, okay? Trisha Paytas Christmas. Listen.
It was pretty fun. I know. We were talking right before this started, and I'm like, I truly have been following you for as long. I didn't put the two and two together because I do remember so
Wild.
specifically the TNA thing. And I was just like, I loved you so much. And I did. I remember seeing Gothic Baby, and then Malibu was around the same age. So we would like, and I remember the first time you had Gothic Baby duet, Malibu was Wednesday.
So cute. I was dying.
The Wednesday show changed my life. I literally said if we have another daughter, I'm like, I want to name her Wednesday. Even though it's kind of a name I'm sure everyone uses now.
Yeah.
It's so good. And I feel like Wednesday on Netflix inspired everyone to be Gothic babies.
It came like in the perfect timing for us. And it's funny because so many people thought that I was doing the Gothic Baby because of Wednesday. People who were, just tuning in once it had started going viral. And then the Netflix show started. And what's crazy is the school in the Netflix show is Nevermore. And her name is Evermore, is her real name.
Yeah.
I don't really talk about that too much, but yeah.
Wait,
so everyone was like,
yeah.
you named her after the thing on Wednesday. I'm like, bro, I've been pregnant with this baby like for 3 years.
Yeah, you're like, I was the first. Isn't that so frustrating though? Because the Barbie movie came out after Malibu Barbie 2 was born. And I was
Oh my
like,
God, same thing.
yeah, I was like, I swear this was, and she was born before the movie, but it is frustrating.
Yeah, it's like stuff
Or
goes
cool.
viral. And it like, it helps what you're doing if you're trying to get stuff out there.
That's
And-
true.
And everyone was sort of in that like gothic mood, which was, helped
yeah.
her really pop off. But yeah.
That was totally the vibe. I'm surprised I never reached out to you guys to like do a promo or something because that's such their demographic.
I would die. They sent me like a cute little PR box
Oh, they
with like
did?
a letter. I didn't know it was coming either. I never applied to anything. Apparently you could like apply on a website, some people were saying, but they
Oh.
sent like an acceptance letter. It was the coolest box. It came in like Nevermore. And it said like, don't open until a specific date. And I was like, what is this? I was so scared. I was so nervous. And I opened it and it was her acceptance letter to Nevermore Academy with like little Nevermore Wednesday merch. And oh my God. It was the coolest thing.
So they did send, so they recognize, they know.
Somebody on their team did.
Wow.
Some social media girl, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. So I saw her name was Evermore. Does it have any relation to like the original Addams Family, anything?
It does. So her name comes from, like, it's Edgar Allan Poe inspired. So, like, Nothing Ray of Nevermore. And then my husband's mom died when he was really young, and her maiden name was Moore, and his middle name is Moore. So I was like, oh, well, we could honor your name, honor your mom, and then sort of have like a little Gothic element to it with Edgar Allan Poe reference, and that's how that name came together.
Oh, that is really cool. Your names are epic. All your boy names too. Bartholomew. Is it Wolfgang? And there's
Maxwell, yeah.
Maxwell. How
I
did you come
got
up
a
with
lot of heat for Bartholomew. But
It's a name. I love it because it's so different.
I feel like it's biblical, like it's long, it's old timey, it's kind of Gothic, like. And then the last name is Hardy. I feel like this is what sold my husband on the name. That was my alternative name. Like, we want to name him Kit, or I want to name him Kit. Because we've got Wolfie, like wolf, and then like a baby fox as a kid. So I was like, oh, let's keep the animal theme going. I don't know. And he was like, I don't know, it's not driving me crazy. So I was like, well, what if we did like Bartholomew, like Barty Hardy?
Oh my God.
And he's like, that's a wrestling name. That's a wrestling name. We're gonna do it. I was like, all right. The kid's set with his gimmick, Barty Hardy.
Do you think he would go into it?
I think if anybody, it would be him, because he's got like that brolic body type, like my husband. He came out like stocky, like, yeah.
I feel like it would only make sense because you said Matt's been doing it since he was 16, and he's in his 40s now, and he's not stopping anytime soon, you said. So someone will have to carry on the Hardy name.
Yeah, one of us is going to have to take him out, or, he'll be out there in like a wheelchair managing the boys or something. I don't know.
That would be so cute, though. Honestly, that would be cute. Would you want that?
He wants that. That's his dream come true.
But you're
I know
like,
that.
yeah.
I mean, I think he should have already kind of hung it up just for the sake of his body. Like, I know he loves it and everything, but
But having your son go through that, would you want him to go through the same?
Being a girl in wrestling and being in it, like, I know, like, wrestling has given my family so much, and like obviously my husband and the life that we have, it's due to wrestling, but it's also like kind of been the worst in a lot of ways, and it's brought like a lot of the bad stuff that's in our life is also because of wrestling. It's sort of this like double-edged sword. So I would want them to, and they want to, because they see, their dad is a superhero, and they want to do that too. We have a ring in our house, and they get in there and they do their little moves and stuff. And but it scares me because I know the dark side of it too. And you want to protect them as much as you can, but it almost feels like they're like, already got a contract set, like they're already gonna do it, sort of, which is what everyone is thinking. So if they wanted to, I guess I would have to suck it up, but I would be living in fear every minute of every day.
It's so hard. Yeah, because not just the body toll, but like you said too, just like they're traveling and not
the
seeing.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
There's a lot of negative stuff in wrestling that is normalized that shouldn't be, and people get dragged into, and it's part of the business, but
And it looks so glamorous, like on the outside, because I have been like, I guess you would say, like, I'm not like a hardcore fan, because all the wrestling fans will be like, no, you're not, but I've definitely followed wrestlers.
I feel like you know a lot more about wrestling than I would have ever expected. I'm like blown away. Actually,
I'm very much, I like learned all, was it kayfabe? Is that what it is? Heel.
You fucking
I go through my eras where I get a little obsessed.
I'm gonna die. Talking kayfabe with Trisha Paytas. I never in my life thought that's amazing.
Yeah, I was definitely into, like, there was a moment into the wrestlers. Like I said, I wanted to be a female wrestler more than anything. You guys were on, was it USA Network or something?
You killed it. Why didn't you?
I was
you
never
would have
fit.
you would have taken over. No, man.
There was never a chubby wrestler.
Listen.
You guys were all fit, and I loved it. That was my ideal. It was very Playboy. It's like you and Holly Madison. I was just like, I want to be that, but I never could. I know. I wish I could go back in time and be a wrestler. I think that'd be so much fun.
Now you're the queen, so it doesn't even matter.
Oh, well, thanks. Speaking of, okay, back to your early Y2K days. So you were wrestling, but you also did Playboy, which is like the epitome of like Y2K. If you were in Playboy, you were like the most beautiful girl in the whole world.
2000s Playboy. I scammed my way into it. I finagled my way into it.
Was it through TNA, or did you do that first? Like,
no,
what was first?
Before that. I feel like everything in my life I kind of owe to Playboy, which sounds crazy because it's like a very polarizing brand nowadays with all the crazy stuff that's come out. But back in the day, you name dropped Playboy, and that opened so many doors. That started my wrestling career. That started my career in radio. Because people, it had a lot more brand name value as like a marketable asset if you were presented as like, oh, Playboy model this, Playboy model, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it opened so many doors for me. Honestly, I feel like my husband probably would have never even dated me if I wasn't a Playboy.
Really? Did you meet? How did you meet? Did you meet at the Playboy Mansion?
No,
you were wrestling.
no. He just, because he loves hoes, so.
Yeah. I mean, who didn't love a Playmate? That was like the Nickelback song. Everyone wanted to Playboy.
Wanted to be able to date a Playmate, I think. You know what I mean?
Everybody wanted to. That was the goal. I still think it is. I think if you were a Playmate, it's like such a. I think the new generation doesn't understand like what Playboy was.
It's
like
different now. It was like a cultural phenomenon, and it's funny because like nowadays I feel like everybody has like OnlyFans and like get your bag, do it. I love it. I would do it too if I wasn't this, but like back in the day, like it was your only avenue to be able to do that. And it was like, it wasn't seen as like, oh my God, nudity. It was like a American culture staple. It wasn't just like tits and ass, even though
it was beautiful. The sets, the lighting, the hair, the makeup. It was just gorgeous. I mean,
part of history, you know, back then is what it felt like, you know.
It still is, because now it's not even existing anymore. So like people don't even understand they can never be a Playboy person anymore.
Put me in the encyclopedia.
Oh man. Yeah. So what was your first play? You did 2?
I did a couple. I did like a Girls of, and then I did a spread, and then I did a celebrity, which is crazy.
Wait, so what were the Girls of what?
Montauk, which is like.
Is that where you're from?
The most.
No, you're from Queens.
No, not even. I'm a failure.
No, that's kind of bougie. Montauk's bougie, right? That's where all the fancy
it's
people
like
are
Hamptons,
from.
Yeah. So it's like this little town, like furthest east you could go. It's like the end of the world. And how that happened is like I was like married when I was 16. It's a long story, but
I need to know about that story. I did listen to you on the Dump Blanca podcast, so I want our viewers to know, because I am obsessed with being married young. I always want to be married. That's a whole other thing. But I'm obsessed. Like the Jerry Lee Lewis movie when he married his cousin at 13. Like that's what I wanted to be. He was 21, I was 13. Yeah,
oh my God.
I had an unhealthy obsession with being a child bride, so I need to ask you about that.
Whoa.
But which is crazy. Which I love hearing your story, because you make it. Obviously, it's not glamorous, but I thought it was. I was like, wow, to be chosen at 16, I think it's.
If it was a different situation, it might have been glamorous, but yeah, I chose wrong. I didn't have much of a choice, but
I want to hear. Okay, I want to hear the Playboy story, but I do want to go back to that, because I'm serious. Like I'm telling you, your life is like everything that I've like fantasized and dreamed of.
God.
So I like hearing when even upstairs you like pull back the curtain a little bit, and it's like just real. I was just like, okay, well, there's some real, because you do seem on the outside. I mean, you do have a great life, but like very perfect cookie cutter, and you're like, no, it's there's some stuff to it.
Well, yeah.
So okay, so Playboy, did you go to a casting call? They used to have those.
No. So what it was is I got married. There used to be like these websites like One Model Plays or Model Mayhem or something where you would like upload your pictures and get legitimate work back in the day.
Yeah.
And the first pictures that I uploaded were literally my wedding portraits from
when you were 16
years old, in my wedding gown. And then after that, we had gone and done like some couples portraits at the mall, like at a Glamour Shots.
Oh my God.
So I upload those. The first person that messages me, just random luck, was an actual photographer who had a friend who ended up being the guy who shot my Playboy spread. Wow. And when I was in Playboy at first, I didn't even know what was going to happen. This guy had called me and he was like, oh, you know, I'm going to be in Playboy. I'm so excited. I just want to let you know. And I was like, oh my God, congrats. It's amazing. Like dream come true. He's like, no, you idiot. It's like your pictures. And I was like, bitch, what? And he's like, yeah, it's coming out next month. I had no idea.
Oh, so he took your photos,
didn't even know.
Oh my God.
He just, you know, finagled a collab with Playboy.
Wow.
And my pictures were able to be included in that. And that's what set everything off. And I just took that Playboy label and ran with it, you know?
Wow, that's
it was
amazing.
never like a audition or a casting call or nothing. Because honestly, I feel like if I had gone that road, I probably would have never gotten chose. So
really? Why do you think?
I mean, you know, these are not mine, you know, so I was just like
natural,
double A, you know, skinny. I had a big ass going for me at least,
right.
You know, Puerto Rican. So, I mean, I had that, but like, you know, I didn't have like the traditionally like, you know, conventionally beautiful face, I feel like. So I was like, I got really lucky.
No, your face for sure. I mean, everything.
I took it and I ran with it. I feel like I'm really good at like being able to market stuff. Like you just give me a little bit of something, especially back then. I just, you know, went all out with it.
You're a master marketer. I think that's one thing people can say about you. Now too, I'm just like, hello, like just there's so much to show here. It's actually amazing. And to market yourself is like such a like talent and skill. And I think that like really is what it takes to like push the stardom. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Which is amazing, especially Playboy and being able to finagle that into TNA. So that, do you know what year? Was that 2008, 2009?
2007.
Oh, okay. So this is, okay. So 2 years, because I also saw you were Miss Howard Stern 2009.
Yes.
What does that mean? Because I loved Howard Stern. I've watched him since I was like 10 years old on E!
Oh
But
my
I'm like,
God.
what is Miss Howard Stern? I don't remember that.
So how did that even start?
Is that through Playboy?
No, that was something
different.
completely different. They had reached out like through email, and they were like, "Oh, do you want to try?" They do this like they pick a girl every month, and they do like a Howard TV thing, and you come and you do an interview. Well, apparently, like they liked my stuff in studio, so I would keep going back and doing like weird segments with like Medicated Pete or like all the other characters
In the studio?
Yeah, at SiriusXM. Yeah, so it was.
God.
So I became like this recurring character, and then how that had even happened. Again, I scammed my way into that, dumb luck into that.
I love it.
Because it was an actual voting process, and usually those aren't real voting processes. But I was not winning. The girl ahead of me that was winning was, a beautiful girl. She totally deserved it. She had an arch enemy, and she was a porn girl, and she had another porn girl who wanted blood, and her arch enemy contacted me and was like, "This girl, she's not going to win. I'm going to make you win."
Oh my God.
Girl, the drama, the scandal. So
Are they big porn stars?
Yeah.
Okay. I need an. I'm so into the. I loved that too. The whole porn world back then.
I don't know if I can say.
You can say it, we can bleep them. I just want to know. We can totally bleep.
So back in the day, she was a really big, yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
she hated this girl. So she got her whole porn army behind her. She's a huge name. She had all these fans.
Right.
And she rallied with her life, girl. Like we were campaigning for the presidency. And it was because of her that I won Miss Howard TV. And it was because of just pure spite. Her having it out for this girl. But it worked out for me.
Yeah, I was like, we're gonna get you.
I would have never won otherwise. So shout out. Thank you very much. But yeah.
So, because you didn't do adult film or anything like that, like you were. So that's what I'm surprised with on Howard, because he had so many porn
He
stars.
tried it. Every time I would go, he'd like
Try to talk you into
peer
it?
pressure to get me on the Sybian.
You never
to take
did?
my underwear off. No.
Sybian was kind of like my dream as a kid. I was always kind of
No,
like.
listen, it was kind of mine too, but I
Yeah.
didn't want to do it on camera.
No, I would have. Oh, again, if I had your body, I would have done it for sure. That was like my goal. Like I wanted to be a porn star, but I was like too fat. Now you can be a fat porn star, and it's great. But that's why I did OnlyFans. I was like, oh, this is my chance to shine. But I wanted to. That was my dream, and to be on the Sybian, I was like, oh, what a dream.
I wanted to, but I knew if I'd have done it, because they have hidden cameras in there. They have hidden cameras. They have hidden scales. Even if they say they have cameras in the green
scales?
room. Yes.
What does that mean?
They have, like, if they want to know your weight, like, they have, like, a scale in the floor.
Wait,
So if you don't
what?
tell them your weight and, like, they really want to know, like, if you're a really skinny girl or, like, if you're a really big girl, like, they'll be like, okay, look, just stand over here and let me get a look at you. They'll have you stand in the spot where there's a scale. Girl.
I'm shook. I'm like the biggest Howard Stern fan, and I'm like so. Look, he's
I
all
love them, but they are.
Well, he's
Yeah.
all woke now, but it's like okay, I get it,
Oh,
but it's not like
no.
don't forget this Howard Stern. That's
Back
what I'm saying.
in the day, it was very different. It was none of this, like, politically correct. He was saying the most outlandish
No,
stuff. Like,
and the fact that he gets these big deals with like on America's Got Talent, all these family things, I'm just like, how?
y'all don't remember.
Y'all don't remember.
I
'Cause
mean,
he was like that with Anna Nicole when she came on. He kept asking to like weigh her, and she's like, "No, like stop."
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of turned against Howard. It's kind of like, ew. But now hearing this, I'm like even like I'm all about like if girls want to be sexy because I'm like, oh, Sybian, but to like secretly weigh you or secretly record you.
I wanted to do it, and they're like, "Oh, just do it. We'll turn the camera off." But I mean, I knew there would be another camera on, so I never did it. Kind of wish I had, but
Yeah, I mean it is iconic, but
Wah, wah.
yeah, especially like now you look back and like, oh, that was so cool. So did you interact with Howard a lot?
yeah. So I did
were-
the show. I don't know, maybe five, 6 times. And then I came back and I did like the big photo shoot for when I won. And then they used to have this thing called like Howard TV where he had a show on cable. So I did like all of these intros for that. And yeah.
Oh my god! And did you
was
have a
insane.
good experience with him?
Yeah,
he was
it was
never
great.
like disrespectful to you.
No, he
I
was
love Howard,
always
so.
like very like once, of course, he'd get on air and say the most outlandish, out of pocket stuff, but like he was always like super like you were talking to your principal or something. when you were trying to-
Really?
yeah, I was very like.
That's so interesting, even back then, because I only met him when I did America's Got Talent, and I went to go meet him, and he was like saying so nice, like off camera, like so like
Proper.
yeah,
like, yeah.
You were just like wow, and I got to like go back because of him and stuff like that. So I really liked him, but
And
yeah.
then you turn around and he's like, I wonder what her asshole looks like.
I wonder if he's still like that. I guess he's so old now, so maybe he's just like.
he just can't say it no more. He can't say it out loud.
He's so woke though. He's so like politically correct. Like he just turned full like 180 on it. Yeah.
I haven't caught up. I
So
don't
to
know.
see this, it's crazy. But that was, I mean, of all the things you've done, that was my dream. It was like I wanted to be on the Howard Stern show so bad during that era.
that opened a lot of doors too.
Did
that
it?
was fun.
What did
yeah.
you get from that? You think? Like, what do you think?
I mean, it just back in the day, it was like if you had like a brand affiliation, I feel like that mattered a lot more. Like, especially for a model, like, and I was never tall, so I could never do like commercial modeling or, runway or anything like that. It was always just random gigs here and there. So just to have that like cosign that I already had this experience and stuff, because I used to have to go around with my big 9x12 modeling book with my pictures printed out and my comp card and, all that kind of stuff. That's how it was back then. I mean, I feel like even now, like I have models contact me like, oh my God, do you have any advice? I'm like, I have no clue.
You're like, I just
it's
winged it.
a different universe. No, any advice that I would be able to give someone, that's like another world. It's completely
to
obsolete
walk around
now.
with a book. And,
And nobody does that. You just got to be a hot girl on Instagram and know the right people. Really is what it is.
Social media seems, but that's crazy. Did you have representation back then?
No, it was just me. Hustling.
That's amazing. So people would just see you on Howard or Playboy and just email you.
I would be constantly reaching out to people.
Did you? That's the one thing all you guys have in common. Like every girl that's like done it themselves, like Christine Quinn said that too. She's like, I email Vogue and they wrote back. I'm like,
well, what are they gonna do? Say no? You just gotta go. You gotta get told no 100 times. Whatever.
I need to do that more because I never did. I never had representation either. So I just thought people just had agents and they got it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna reach out. But everyone I hear is like, no, I just reach out to the brand myself. I was like, so smart.
Yeah, that's how it started. Yeah.
Wow. And do you still do that now? Do you reach out to brands, or is it mostly now that they reach out to you?
No. Oh yeah. Now I have a manager and stuff. And
okay. So
I couldn't do it now. It literally took up my whole life. I mean, it wasn't like
you hustling all the time.
Yeah, it was nonstop. So I couldn't. I got too much going on with the kids and stuff. So
I mean, that's insane. All you do now in a full-time mom. That's like, because you're probably busier now than you've ever been, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, so you have 4 kids, all homeschooled. So you're like, and you homeschool them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's so wild. But then you're doing obviously the Gothic Baby brand and the books, and we have the merch here, which we will show because I'm so excited with Black Craft Cult. That's why you're out here, right? Black Craft Cult. You had the signing yesterday at the store.
Signing. 3.5 hours straight. I was like so nervous that nobody was going to show up. And it was, they said it was their best collab they've ever done. I'm like,
when I heard that you were collabing, because you only announced it a few days before you came out, because I knew you were coming out. I didn't know what it was for. I crap myself because I was just like, that is the coolest collab.
I can't believe that it happened. Yeah.
That's crazy. And you just known them for a while. The Black Craft. Oh, so cool. Well, let's show a little bit of that while it's here because you brought some stuff.
Yeah. Oh, well, that isn't part of the collab. I just brought you some stuff that, for the babies.
Thank you so much.
Little Wednesday bib.
Well, I think this is part of the collab. You said there was some pink.
It is, yeah. So I brought the pink for Malibu, all the pink stuff.
So cute. Because you said Evie loves pink, which I was like.
She loves pink.
Nobody on the internet would even know that. She's also very smiley.
Does. She's the She has her. I know when to film. She'll give me. She knows to make a mad face. She knows how to play the gimmick, okay? Like, she's wrestling family, like, she gets it.
She's such a performer. It's actually crazy. Like, there's a camera, we're taking pictures. She's like, cheese.
Yeah, I mean, she signed 150 books yesterday.
Oh my, how did she do it?
And I know it sounds like, oh my God, child labor. What are you doing? You're working your child. How dare you, terrible mom. But I mean, she loves it because she sees her dad do it. She sees me do it. And every kid just wants to, be what their parents are when they're that little, You
could just tell she came in, picked up the microphone right away, just started performing.
She loves it. She loves it.
Oh my gosh. So she signed, how does she write with her little marker?
Yeah, she does. It looks like a Z with an O.
Oh my God.
It's like a uniform signature that she does.
And she did the whole, oh my gosh. So she was like, when she comes up, people see her, she's just excited.
Yeah.
I've never met a more just personable, open, outgoing baby. When you said she was only 2, I was like, oh my gosh, she seems just the way she is. She waves, she says hi, she says cheese. She's just
she loved. And we had so many babies come through the line yesterday, which was so cute to see. And she just gets excited. She's the baby. She's giving babies hugs. It was just
my
so
gosh,
cute. Yeah,
it's amazing. No, it's amazing to see all that. This is so cute. I love the pink. I love that she loves pink too. We have a whole pink playroom up there and the pink thing.
I love it.
And let's see this one. Okay,
iconic. That's for the baby, teeny tiny. Oh my God, when they showed me the onesies, I was like, stop it.
Crazy. That's crazy to think a baby would be this size again, Yeah. I think of Malibu as a baby and I'm like, whoa.
Little doll.
I love the Gothic baby. So does Black Craft always have this, or are you the first? Oh, this is my favorite. This is my
tarot.
Evie had a shirt on like this and I thought that was so cute. This is her on the tarot.
A little spooky. You got the little pacifiers in the corner.
Oh my gosh. Did you help design these?
These are my ideas.
Oh my God.
Minus the house one. They did these. Their guys did this.
So cute. No, I mean, this is so amazing. Is this part of it or is this a little
that's just a little toy.
Yeah. Oh my God. These are
little
so
gift
cute.
basket.
Oh my God. No, this is a full on. I need to give you a gift basket. This was insane.
No, stop. Yeah.
Wow.
And then matching for Malibu.
Okay, we need to get a picture of them before they leave in this. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. I am so obsessed. No, I definitely go with, and then we got the book. Because we had your book here, and then there's the book right here.
You got it. Thank you so much.
Of course. That was like, when I saw the book come out, I was like, wow, you are a genius. You are, because kids' books are everything. This cute little bat. I love it.
Glittery bat.
No, I'm definitely mixed between, well, I don't know if I'm Gothic, but I love like the whole like Wiccan, just the aesthetic
You've
of
always
it.
had an edge to you.
I
I feel
love
like that's like also why I always related to your content, because you were like, it's actually like a big part of the book, like how goth isn't just like black and dark and depressing and negative, how people, you know, push these bad connotations on it. Like there's duality to people, and I feel like that's you. Like you have so many facets, and like, but you also have like that edge. And I was like, that's why I feel like I gravitated towards your stuff, honestly.
So when you said that, when you're like, I watch your videos, because you said right before, you're like, I'd come out here from New York to LA, and I'd be like, oh, I don't know, like it wasn't like your vibe right away. And then like I'd watch your videos. I was like,
No,
wait, what?
literally since I want to say, when did I do? I was working for Playboy TV, and I was here in LA, and I don't know, was algorithms a thing back then? But somehow I came across your stuff, and it was literally like I've been watching you since 2013.
That's wild to me.
Like, and I would just be in my hotel alone, and like you'd be doing all your like cool LA girl stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay. That was literally
You're the LA cool girl.
sat in my room and like watched you the whole time that I was in LA filming.
I would have killed to be friends with you in 2013 had I known. That would have been
same. What the hell? Oh my god!
And here we are, literally 10 years later. It's like so crazy because I followed you. I remember I followed you for so long on TikTok, and then when the Wednesday thing came out, then we did it, and then you duetted, and I was like so excited.
Oh my god!
And then when Holly was here, you were talking about your haunted mansion room because I was like, oh, do you know Gothic?
And
baby?
I saw that organically. I was in Salem doing my makeup, listening to your podcast like I always am. And I almost shit myself. I was like, what the hell was that? I was literally screaming. There's people in the house like, are you okay? Like, where's Evie? Like, what happened? Like, literally, I was like, what the hell is it?
I thought you were insane. That was wild. Like, I never thought in a million years that you would know who I am because I followed you for so long. And I was like, I used to comment. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, because it's just different lifestyles or whatever. I was like, she probably doesn't see. And then when I saw that, I was like, so excited. And then
I felt like I was in like a sitcom where you like break the fourth wall. This was like doing it, and I heard that, and I was like, what?
Oh, I was so excited because like Haunted Mansion is like everything, and you actually have a haunted mansion in your is it in your closet or where is it?
I did like I like doing like little nooks and secret rooms, and like I don't know. I designed half of the house because we did an addition once I got pregnant. So the half of the house that I designed is all like I don't know how like a 10-year-old I feel like would design a house. There's
So
like
cool.
a fireman's pole that you get through the secret door that goes to the movie theater that has a trap. I mean, it's like James Bond lair.
It's amazing. No, your house is the coolest thing.
But she's got a little one of her little hideout nooks, and it's Haunted Mansion themed.
Oh my god! How long did it take you to like build that?
Probably 6 months.
That's it. Oh my god! Wait, I thought it
Yeah.
would take like years because it's like literally like the stretching room and stuff. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
And she's like in the middle. Like I'm confused because it's like in her nursery, but like
Yeah, so there had to be like a little in cave like built to house the mechanism that does the automatic door for the secret playroom.
oh my god,
So dramatic. And I wanted to have like a mantle in the room, and I remember my builder like advising me so against it, like, oh, it's gonna take up room. Where are you gonna put her dresser, a space, storage, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, just put the mantle in the damn room, okay? Yeah. I want a freaking mantle in my baby's nursery. You don't understand. So behind that is like a long, it's like a little bigger than a hallway, and you get to it by her little Narnia closet. It's hard to describe. You gotta go in her closet, and then you go through her clothes, and then you get in there, and there's like a little crawl space, and then there's the Haunted Mansion.
oh my! And you built that in the house, or the house was like that?
It was built in the addition. Yeah, it was designed like that.
Okay, so when you built the addition house, then you're like, I need these little nooks and these little things. So smart. And then the playroom, the colorful playroom, is through that.
Yeah.
Because I always try to see like the layout. I'm one of those weirdos on TikTok. I'm like, how's this layout of this? Because you never do like a house tour, understandably
It
so.
probably
but
doesn't make sense because
Yeah.
like my builder the whole time was just looking at me like, this dumb bitch. Like, what are you doing? Like, this doesn't make any sense. But I love it now.
It's so cool.
He probably still thinks it's dumb, but whatever. I
Does
love
she
it.
fully appreciate it yet? Like the little like hideouts and stuff?
She loves it.
Yeah.
They all love it. Yeah. They're
The boys do
obsessed.
too.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cute because I love the little like colorful playroom. So how did you decide that the contrast, the like colorful playroom with the dark nursery?
Well, the nursery used to be all white. It was like beige mom aesthetic, which was so sad. I know, girl.
You were a beige mom?
No. No.
I was like, what?
Definitely not. No, well, when I had, my first baby, I got pregnant and I didn't know how to do the nursery. So it was just kind of there, and we kind of controversial, but we like bed shared and we co-slept and all that.
We do too, yeah.
So there wasn't a day in any of their lives that they used that nursery, that crib, until the third baby. He started using that crib, and then Gothic baby used the crib too. But yeah,
wow.
so it was just a nursery like for show. Like it was like a showroom. Like literally, we had all the stuff and the chair and the slider and the crib and all that. And it was just there.
That's how ours is too. We never once used it for sleeping, and I'm like, how did you get the third baby to sleep in there? Because we try, and she's just like not having it.
I don't know. He just wanted to. I think he was too overwhelmed with the other two already that he wanted his own space. Probably.
Oh, I see. Yeah, with that, interesting. Because I know with the second baby, we're like, do we even like do a nursery? Like literally, she doesn't use it. We change her in there. But
Same thing, literally. So the playroom, I just thought like, what would be my dream playroom as a kid? You know, and just as colorful and bright, and you know.
So you do like colors. You don't completely.
I do. I love colors, but I feel like the general layout of the house has like a certain aesthetic, and it's like Gothic and Victorian.
Yeah,
maybe even like more Victorian and traditional than like per se Gothic, although there's like goth elements inherently in that with like goth architecture or wood or whatever. But I'm like very themed. Like every room in the house is like there's like a Minecraft room, there's a Barbie closet, there's like the haunted mansion space, the crazy playroom, like movie theaters. You
are like my dream girl. Like literally, my husband can tell you like everything. I'm like, I need a Beetlejuice dining room. I want a Prince of Egypt bedroom. I need I love a themed everything. Yeah,
that's the life.
But you went through it. You went full on. Like I'm like, this is what I'm trying to be. This is everything.
Oh my God, you could do it.
I'm trying because it's so cool. But it took you you said you've been there 13 years.
Yeah.
So and you're still, but you think you're like done with it now because you're saying I need more. No,
no.
Would you change it up or what would you do?
I'm still like tackling the third floor, which is crazy.
Wait, what? Have you shown that? Is there anything up there now?
We have a guest room up there, and the Minecraft room is up there.
But that's not your son's room, or it is?
It's one of their rooms. Yeah. So there's a space room, a Minecraft room, then there's the guest room, which is sort of there's like the generic Victorian aesthetic.
Okay.
And then I've got to finish that bathroom up there. I've got to do another. Yeah, it never ends. Yeah.
Do you have an interior designer that helps you, or is it just all you?
Just me. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I do all the labor and everything because my husband's pretty cheap.
Wait, really?
Yes, yeah.
No way.
He's like a penny pincher, so I don't hire anybody for anything.
Oh my gosh, really? You wouldn't think. Yeah. I would just think you're like this like real housewife of North Carolina.
I wish, girl.
That's the vibe I get from you.
Thank you. No, I'm out here freaking hammering tiles to the ceiling.
It's actually more impressive though. That's actually really cool to hear. I love that too. I think that's like, it's humbling.
Thank you.
Well, you have 100 acres. You could keep just building. You could literally build like a Disneyland out there.
I'm trying to convince him to let me build a secret library.
That would be cute. In the house,
if you see this, honey. I already had a builder come out, and he figured where it would be and what we would need to knock down to do what I wanted to do. So, I mean...
Oh, wait, what would it be? Would it be a theme or just like a library?
I would want like a sort of like a... Like almost like the Bell Library in
Beauty
and the Beast, you know what I mean?
With the like ladder and
yes, and I want it like round, like a turret and like 2-story, and just all wooden and
Oh, that would be amazing! Like attached to the house or detached?
Attached, yeah. Somehow.
Oh my God!
In some weird way,
you need that because that's your brand. Your house is your brand. You know what I mean? People just know you as having crazy things.
I've been saying that. It's funny because like we were talking at one point to like a production company about doing like a show or something, and he was all about it because he's like, oh, if we do a show, then it makes sense to do a library. And then that kind of fell through, and he's like, yeah, there's really no point of doing it. I'm like, yes, there is.
There's another show coming always.
Come on,
especially TikTok. I mean, you're basically a reality show on there. Would you do a reality show like a full blown?
I think that's like my husband's dream.
Yeah. Wait, really?
He would love to. Yeah.
Oh, I would think he's more private because he's not on your TikTok a whole bunch. I mean, he is, but
I mean, he would be if I let him.
Are you like, this is my thing?
He thinks he's a social media influencer now. Yeah,
I kind of love that though. Because I wouldn't get that. To me, I would think, he's probably like, what's this TikTok? Because he's so mainstream. So I would think he's like
posting like 2011 iMovie Zoom transitions. I'm like, Matt, please. At least let me help you, please.
Oh, yeah, because you guys have a YouTube channel. Well, is it your guys' together?
He does, like, Instagram now. He's trying to do Instagrams.
Oh, my God. I kind of live for that. Like, he's just, like, on WWE, but he's just like, let me do this.
Yeah. That's whatever. He sees it working out for me, and he's like, I want some of that. I'm like, all right.
Oh, yeah. Is there ever any, like, because you are both performers, like, I couldn't imagine dating a performer, being married to one. Is there ever, like, competition?
A little bit.
I
don't think any of us will ever admit it, but like we are a very competitive family, like just in general. And I always joke, like I will forever be the least popular person in my entire family. Like even my dad got in on it. He got like a role that like ended up going viral in one of our like segments that we had on TNA
Wait,
and on
what?
on
Really?
yeah, crazy. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, I mean, even my dad's getting recognized. It's insane. But
That's
yeah, it's funny because like we'll go out and people have started to bring the book to like wrestling conventions and
wondered.
signings and Comic Cons, and like it's like a running joke sort of on TikTok where people are saying like, oh yeah, there's Gothic Baby's dad.
Yeah.
And he's like signing the books, Gothic Baby's dad, like
What does he
30-year wrestling decorated career, you know, like 16-time champion, Gothic Baby's dad.
Oh my! Is he like? Does he like love it, or is he kind of like?
He does
Okay.
love it. I think he's trying to jump the bandwagon. It's okay. There's room.
Come on here.
There's a little space. I'll move over.
I mean, that's wild to me to have like a famous like baby, because like I'm like you, I always want to be famous, but I never thought like my daughter, obviously like social media, but obviously not on this level. But it's like it's so weird when people like recognize her, and I'm just like, she's 14 months, and like people be like, hi Malibu, and she's just like,
yeah.
she's not quite as like open. She's very sometimes she gets really shy when people come up to her, but I'm like, is that weird to have like a famous baby?
I don't know. I feel like for us personally, like a lot of people still think of wrestling as like you were saying earlier, like glamorous or like, you know, it's like there are very few wrestlers that actually get to that like glamorous level, you know, like The Rock or like let's say John Cena. But the majority of wrestling, I feel like people forget, is like very carny. Like it's very like came from carnivals. It's a lot of damn schemers, and you know, it's like it's sort of very much that. Like we are essentially part of the circus.
Right.
You know, we are a side act. We are a traveling partridge family sort of thing. You know, so when people online say like, "Oh my God, how could you have the baby?" It's like, well, she was born into this family. We are that family. We're like a carny circus traveling family. That's what we do. What do you expect? You know, she just happened to pop off.
That's crazy. I know, because you have 3 other boys. I guess they were never on social media like
Well, the
Gothic
first
baby.
one was, yeah.
Bartholomew.
The first, his name is Maxwell, and
Maxwell.
he had he had a wrestling match on TV.
Oh my gosh, at what age?
One.
What?
He was doing signings at 1. Yeah.
Oh,
he was
oh,
a main character in
interesting.
the whole like broken mat thing. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
So you guys, really, it's just like an entertainment family. But
Yeah,
that's how it is.
we announced our second baby on TV. Yeah, on a wrestling show.
So you,
it's
like, had the
it's not like
reality
this
show.
crazy like people like to say like, oh my God, she's trying to become famous with her. But it's like this is just what our
The
family
life
is.
is.
Like she was born into this family. This is what this family is.
Yeah.
You know.
No, that's how all the entertainment families are. You know, like Drew Barrymore, all those people. It's like they're just famous when they're a kid. You know.
It's what it is. I don't know.
Oh my God, and they like love it. I mean, it seems like they're very all like performers.
They do love it, and
yeah.
it's great to be able to like keep our family together too. Because like a lot of times I'll see my husband once a week, you know. So if we don't go on the road with him, we don't see him any more than once a week, you know.
Right.
So when we go on the road, he can do a signing, I can do a signing. The baby's got a name.
You're like,
The first kid still has his 8x10s, you know. Like we get to work together, and we're together as a family, and we travel as a family, and that's like the perfect situation for all of us.
Oh yeah, that's like the dream.
If they, you know, started voicing that they hated it and they wanted to go home and watch YouTube or whatever, okay, fine. We won't do it anymore. But they love it. You know, we all love it.
And to be with your parents, I'm sure like that's like, is that why you homeschool them? Is like for because they're
well, we also live in the middle of nowhere, girl. I don't trust nobody.
Yeah. Oh,
Much less
yeah.
like, yeah.
I'm the same way. I've had such bad experiences with all my schools. I was always like flipping around to schools. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good if they're good, but when they're bad, you know.
No, I
It's
have like school trauma too.
do
So,
you?
yeah.
I feel like I know there's so many similarities. I mean, obviously very different lives again, but I was like, I could just tell, like, you know, when you know someone, you're like,
A lot of parallels, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and the school trauma is so real. Like that's all mine. It's very dark. It's very. I don't even like talk about half of it because it's like it's so dark and so
yeah,
you know, from an early age. So I think when I found out I was having a girl, I was like terrified. I was like, like my initial thought was
me
like,
too.
it's so scary. I like did want a boy because I was like, girls just don't stand a chance.
I
Like
cried for a week, and I feel horrible looking back at it now because obviously she's the best thing in the universe.
yeah.
But like, especially after having 3 boys, I was like, I don't know how to be a girl mom, and I have
Yeah.
the worst relationship with my mom. Like volatile, horrible. Like sold me off when I was 16 to get, you know, like horrible. So like I was like, I don't know how to be a girl mom. Like I don't know how to be a girl. Like it sucks to be a girl. Like it's the best thing to be a girl, but it sucks to be a girl.
It
Like
does.
I just
like you said, it's the best and worst. There's just so much that looking back, you don't think it was like trauma, but you're like all the stuff you went through. It's just like. It's
Yeah.
wild. Like, and
It
you don't think it's
terrifies
bad at the
me.
time, but then you're like, this was actually, I feel like it only happens to girls when I talk to guys. It's like guys don't comprehend, they don't understand it.
they don't even think about that kind of thing. Yeah.
So interesting. Okay, so you said your mom had a part in your marriage. This is probably one of the most fascinating things to me. I'm so I glamorize it so much when people get married like young. I'm like, this is amazing. So you were 16. How old was he?
He was 18. So
Okay.
it wasn't even like this
too
crazy. Yeah. It could have been a lot worse, honestly.
Right, like
but
40 or something.
It
but-
also wasn't like, if I were to categorize it as like this cool, glamorous thing, because I mean, we were two broke kids. I kind of, part of me wishes if I was going to go through that, I would at least get a rich old guy or,
like,
you know.
Yeah, like the Courtney Stodden situation. Like I always thought that was so glamorous until I like listened to her story and it's like, oh man.
Yeah.
Like traumatizing.
Yeah.
He was also like 50, but okay. So your mom knew. So how did your mom tie into this?
So, God, it was a whole, like, oh my God, it's a big drama. But long story short, he was like, love of my life, whatever, you're young. And he was Jewish. His parents were super, super Jewish. And his mom hated that we were together so much so, because I wasn't Jewish, hated that we were together, that she was like doing the most to keep us apart. She called CPS on my mom and like was making false claims saying that we were like having sex in her house, and she knew it. And she was like harboring like minors in her house for illegal activities, whatever, like all this stuff. And like just kept making CPS reports. And like my mom was like, I'm not gonna take the bullet for this. Like, I'm not going down for this. She's like, I don't care. She wanted me out anyway. She had been, I was in foster homes in and out and stuff. So she kind of like didn't want me, period. So it was kind of just like the catalyst for her to be like, well, I'm not going to jail. So why don't you just marry this guy so that technically it will be legal and I won't be responsible for you anymore.
Oh, that's, yeah. In a weird way, I guess she was trying to help, or maybe help herself, I guess.
Help herself.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely help herself.
Right, because why would you have your 16-year-old daughter get married?
She's like, bye, bitch.
That's true. Okay, never mind. See, that's how warped I am. I'm like, maybe that was nice, but I was like, no, you're right. Who wants their 16-year-old to like get married?
Yeah, no, it was crazy. And I like went through the process of converting, and it was, this.
What?
Yeah, no, because I mean, we had a Jewish wedding. I mean, it was,
It's not easy. I was trying to convert, and I'm like, I can't. After like,
it is harder than college. It is literally so hard.
You went through the full thing.
I mean, I didn't end up going through the whole thing,
okay,
but I mean,
okay.
I went through a big damn chunk of it. Yeah,
to get married.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And even after the fact, because I was like trying to make it work and still trying to convert, because if we have kids, the kids have to be Jewish.
Right.
Yeah.
It is a whole thing. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so this was like, but you were in love with him, so you're like this. I mean, you're 16, so you don't know.
I was
but you're
stupid,
like,
but yeah.
Oh, so your mom's telling you, yeah, get married. So you're like, okay.
Go ahead. Yeah, okay. It's crazy. I like went to my first prom like married with my husband.
Was he in school with you? Like, was he at your school? It's like a different town or something like that. You're in Queens. He's like next to you or something.
Yeah, he was in Queens, but not the same school. Yeah.
So he's 18, and what was he doing?
Like working at freaking Guitar Center or something. Like nothing. Like it was, yeah.
And he was down to get married. He was like, okay, now let's get married.
I just think that he was like part of the plan to like not have my parents get in trouble.
I see.
And he just kind of went along with it.
Yeah.
And like even like asking him, looking back at it, and like we don't really talk anymore. There was a time that we would talk, and it's funny. I have like pictures with both of my husbands.
No way. While you were married now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you've been married 10 years, right?
Yeah. So he looks back and he's like, well, I had to do, what I could to like protect the family or whatever. And, we were kind of backed into a corner.
Right.
It was like, we're all going to get in trouble, especially my mom, or we can do this. And this is sort of like the way out, So,
Yeah. Wow. And how long were you married for?
legally married, like 2 years, 3 years.
And you just like realized, okay, like I'm too young.
Then he cheated on me with a hooker off of Craigslist.
Oh, been there too. That's the worst. That's
Love
the worst.
That. I was up for making it work, girl. I was like, oh, we're married. Okay, this is it.
Oh no,
Full life. No,
the cheating is the big red flag. I always wondered that too. I was like cheating for me was always like the biggest thing, like boundary, but
yeah,
it's hard. Oh man. So then
didn't work out.
Divorced by what, 19?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then Playboy and everything popped off right about that time. So
so then you had
good little revenge story.
Oh. Did you talk to him throughout that time? Was he like, oh my god, damn?
After about a year, yeah, we spoke again, and then we were friends for a while. And I think he like got a new girlfriend or something, and then stopped talking to me randomly, which is kind of rude. But yeah,
yeah, that's a problem. Well,
like, okay,
you're a Playboy.
You could have just told me. I would have understood. Kind of ghosted me. My husband's like, what the hell's his problem? 'Cause we were all cool. Like, it was
That's so weird. Yeah, especially because you were moved on, right? So
I mean, I'm like crazy Latina. Like, if anybody understands like a jealous girlfriend, if you tell me, listen, my girl don't like you, I'll be like, bet, I got it.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Are you jealous now, you think? Or not so much?
I don't feel the need to be jealous about anything right now.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good place
all of
to
my
be.
concerns are not about bitches.
That's good. That's a good place. Because I was
At
so
least.
jealous of girls. I would like anybody. Like if he DM'd, I was like checking his DMs. No, I'm not anymore. But
I think he learned. He knows better because he knows I'll make a scene. I will not be quiet about it. If I'm not happy, everybody's gonna know about it, and you're gonna end up embarrassed.
Do you think you would now? Like, okay, let's say something happened. Do you think you still would be like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You're like, I'm a mom, but that's fine.
No. Drop the kids off at grandpa's. I'm going to show up at your door.
Really? I love that. Well, that's good. Like, it's good he knows that too. I think like early on Moses learned that too because like girls would be like, oh, like I said hi to him and he said hi back. So now he won't even take pictures with girls.
No.
They
don't
always
even
come around.
leave it up for sir.
He's smart now. He doesn't take pictures with anybody. He's like, because girls turn it around. They'll be like, not all of them, but you have those couple. And then I'm the same way. Maybe not as
Clicks
feisty as you. I wish I could be,
clout.
but I will. I mean, maybe in that sense, I'm kind of crazy. I'm kind of like one to like air it all out there. But
You just need the right reason to snap.
Yeah.
I have faith.
But you give me hope that you like now after 10 years, like, oh, it's not about bitches anymore. I'm not like jealous about that stuff. That's good.
Yeah.
You're stable enough to like know in your marriage.
Yeah.
You just renewed your vows too, right?
Yeah, just October, a couple months ago.
Was it at your house?
No, we were originally going to do a whole big party and a big shebang, but I wasn't sure I was even going to go through with it because stuff started going downhill around that time, to be honest. But we ended up doing sort of, we did it for the gram. We did it for the pictures. And we had a ceremony and it was, it was nice. And the kids were there. That was really the main part of it. I wanted to, have something with the kids. And now even it's cute every time Gothic baby sees any wedding, anything, any bride, she'll say, Mama.
Aww.
So that's kind of sweet that they were able to like be part of that.
It was so cute too.
It is our story, so.
Yeah, and having all the kids there. And you wore a black wedding dress, which I love. The black wedding dress.
I love your black wedding dress.
Oh, I loved a black wedding dress too. That was definitely through my like emo phase. I was like, I need a black, but
gorgeous.
I regret not having a pink one because I saw your pink wedding dress, and I'm like, why did it? Like coming to America too, she had a pink wedding dress, and I was like, I want a pink wedding dress. And Legally Blonde, Elle Woods had one.
Yeah.
How? Do you love pink?
I love pink.
Oh, I didn't know you loved it too.
I love pink.
Oh, okay.
I have a whole Barbie pink. Like my whole dressing room is all pink.
Wait,
It's kind of like this. Yeah.
Really? Is it the one with your kids' pictures in it? It's like your closet / makeup room. Okay, I have seen that one.
It's morphed more into like a dressing room, like utilitarian room, but it used to be just like a pink, crazy,
Oh, I didn't know.
fun house. Yeah,
I love that about you. So you went with the pink dress.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys get married?
Just on our property.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's like a very like a country wedding, country affair. People are like, oh, why didn't you do a Gothic wedding then? I'm like, in our backyard.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Like import an arch? Like it's a freaking yeehaw in the South.
That could be cute though.
Maybe the next 10 years if we make it.
I think you will. I think 10 years is a very long time. Married 10 years
Yeah.
is how long have you been together for?
13. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Maybe 13 years married. We'll do something big. Lucky 13.
Oh yeah, that's definitely like calls for like a Gothic themed wedding for sure.
Yeah. Do a big party.
Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. And then also, like you said, it's also like just good for us. Like I would have just done like a elopement, but it's like the content. I wanted I wanted the videos, I wanted the pictures to post. Those throwbacks, and
It was epic.
it's kind of worth it there.
You inspired a lot of people. You inspired me for sure. So it was worth it. I was eating it up personally. So.
It's just so fun, like just the whole like show of it all.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gothic baby, would you say this is like the main thing you do now? Is this like your focus?
Yeah, I guess just content. I have like 2 other jobs right now. But yeah, this is the focus right now.
You still do graphic design?
Mm-hmm.
And you work from home too?
Pinball design, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's right. So what does that mean? So do like pinball companies come to you and you like design the machines for them?
It's mostly like private collectors that want a specific theme that doesn't exist. But we have been commissioned for 2 things by actual companies. But right now I've got a machine in LaGuardia Airport. I've got one on location for Jim Beam.
Wow.
Won a couple awards and stuff.
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
I just came out with Happy Gilmore Pinball. It just released last week, actually.
Where?
That one went to a private collector, but we're going to be taking it on like the show circuit to have everyone, be
How
able
do you
to
even
play
have
it.
like time for all that?
I don't sleep.
No,
It's not healthy. People ask me that all the time. Like, oh, what's your advice? Like, how do you have time? I'm like, it's not a sustainable lifestyle.
You're
Like,
just tired.
I don't suggest this at all.
You have so much energy, though. You have so much energy. You're so put together. When I saw you guys, you were like matching in your outfit. Like I can barely do Malibu's hair, and we have one. It's crazy.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Wow. Where does the energy come from? Just you work out a lot, I guess.
Just going and going. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm like, I don't know how to do. I literally take naps all the time. I'm so tired all the time.
I don't know. I maybe have like that type of personality. I just like, I have to always feel like I'm doing something productive. Like I also have this like irrational fear of like dying tomorrow all the time. And
Wait,
like,
what? Really?
I don't know. I kind of do. I don't know.
What's the fear that you won't get to like live your full life?
Yes. Yes. It's very much that.
So you're like, I just got to get it all in right now.
Everything right now. If I have an idea, like, oh, this would be good to do. I'm like, nope, got to start that right now. Got to do it. Got to finish it. Got to see it through. I could die tomorrow. Like, I don't know what it is. I just.
What a great, that's like, wow, that's so intense.
It's a little mental, but.
I think that's so cool. That makes sense why you do so much and why you want to have more babies. You're just like, you know what, I'm down to have another baby.
Well, it's also like that fear of regret too, because, you know, I'm getting up there in age and I don't want to look back in 10 years and think, man, I wish I'd have had one more. You know, like. Fear of I know, but just that fear of regret. Like I don't want to live with any regrets about anything ever, you know. So.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like too when you had trouble like getting pregnant, you're like, oh my God, all of a sudden the floodgates as open as you said, and you're just like, I might as well. That's kind of how we like felt. We're like, two's good, and then we're like, but I guess as many as like God wants to give us, you know? Because I mean, that is a lot, and I don't know, but then. I don't know. It does get addicting a little bit. I love being pregnant. It's more of the kids is like hard to take care of.
I'm the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy pregnancy. I'm always just like happy and glowing and eating and resting.
Ooh, girl, I'd be Octomom if that was the case.
Isn't it? I know. That's how I feel. My hair like grows a lot. I have a wig on now, but my hair grows so much. Like I'm like no acne. I usually have acne on my face, and yeah.
Gosh,
I'm like love pregnancy. It's crazy.
Bless it.
But then you have those natural births. I am cesarean, fentanyl, all of it. Like I'm like I felt nothing. I was just like, I wanted to do what you did, but
it sounds kind of amazing. I kind of want to experience that, but I don't know. I'm also very scared of like a medical setting. Like,
oh really?
I'm scared of hospitals and stuff. Yeah.
Wait, really? Is that why you chose to do them at home?
Big part of it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, just scared.
Oh my gosh, has that always been the case? You just never liked hospitals? Was there any sort of something that traumatized you from them?
Yeah, very much so. My mom would put me in like medical experiments. So like when they're testing new drugs out and it's usually like, oh, not for use for 12 and under or whatever. Like I would be the 12 and under that they would test on and she would get money for those and I would have the horrible side effects and like trauma and yeah, I feel like it messed up my brain, honestly.
Oh my God. First of all, you're like coping so well with all that because that is, I mean, how is that even legal to test on kids?
Well, if your parents sign off on it, it is. Yeah.
Oh my God, I've never heard of that.
And they compensate you. I mean, of course, I've never seen that money, but you compensated her.
You never got any money? Like, she never put it aside for you? I mean, that's wild. Did you ever ask her, like, why? Like, why are we doing this?
Oh, we're no contact. Yeah, no.
You haven't talked to her? How long? When's the last time you talked to her?
It's going on a year. Yeah.
Oh, but that's recent.
Nothing. I mean, but it's been years and years of, you know, here and there, and, you know, and then regretting it sort of thing.
Did she see your kids?
No.
Yeah. That's probably better. That's kind of sounds like a lot. Oh, I wouldn't be going to a hospital either. That is traumatizing, especially like drugs
forced
and stuff.
injections and forced medications and yeah.
Oh, that totally would screw. I mean, anybody. Like if you don't have the sickness they're testing for.
No, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like those kind of things that they test, like when they're testing on hepatitis C, they find patients with hepatitis C to test on. So it's like if they're just testing on a healthy baby, that sounds
yeah.
Oh my God.
Real.
Oh my God.
I never really talked about that, but yeah.
That's trauma.
So that is a big part of why I'm like scared of hospitals and like scared of medical settings, you know, and want to be in control and you know.
My God. Are you I
that
had
makes
like sense.
A birth team and all. It wasn't just like me out there like, you know, like that show in the wild
just out
giving
there.
it to the squirrel and the deer, you know. Yeah.
But the contractions, you're just feeling them.
Yeah, it's just raw dogging it. Yeah.
Oh my God. And they were, to me, they were the most intolerable thing. I couldn't do it. I was going to pass out.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. I like was crying, screaming, like, I don't know.
Well, my third was like that. My first two, I was like, oh, I could definitely do this. You know, my second one, we joke that he came out like a slip and slide. It was like 30-minute labor. It was done. Boom, nothing. My third one, it was probably what you were feeling. It was like, I'd never experienced that pain in my life. I thought it was dying. Like literally.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But one out of four was like that. They weren't all like that.
Did you have you like bite on a stick or something?
It was a lot of like holding on to my midwife and like hanging off of things. There's like a lot of like crunchy like coping methods that the midwives come with the balls and the slings and the towels and the
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's
Pressure
wild.
points and all that, and then you get in the water and the heat kind of alleviates it a lot more than most people would think. But yeah.
Is it like a bath out there then, or are you going in the pool?
So I always just use we have a big jacuzzi tub in
Okay.
our bathroom, so I use that for the third one only. But I'm scared of water births.
Wait, why?
I don't know.
It is
I know
scary.
technically,
It's
until
natural.
you cut the cord, nothing's gonna happen. But
Yeah.
it freaks me out. So I'll do it for pain management. But I've never had a water birth.
Oh, I love the idea of a water birth, but it definitely was not going to happen for me. I was just like that. No, the pain. No, thank you. But I understand why you'd have it, and I think it's cool.
You
natural
could do
births.
it. You're a badass. You could do it.
I know my doctor's like, you could push this time. I'm like, I'm scared. I don't know. See, I pushed for 3 hours and I was over it. So I was like, I don't know. C-section. I have had lots of surgery, so that I can do. Just
Oh
open.
my God. That's funny.
It's crazy. So the video you have of you giving birth, have you ever put that out there?
I haven't, because I'm asshole naked. Yeah.
Oh. Censored or
I've
covered?
thought about doing it, but it's so graphic that you would it's very graphic. So you can't really. You censor it, it's just a blur of everything. Really.
I think YouTube allows it now. I remember getting new
Really?
guidelines that they say if it's birth.
I mean, I had a videographer there.
Oh.
Yeah. I have a birth video, girl.
like
It was a
professional.
production. Yeah.
It wasn't just an iPhone.
Yeah.
Oh, you should definitely put that out. That's kind of
I don't know.
everything.
I'm scared.
Especially with the lightning and stuff like that.
It would be cool.
Are you weird about nudity now that you become a mom?
No, I think my mentality with it is hanging on to my glory days, right? Because I'll never have my body looking as good as it was. So I want to keep the memory of my nudity as my nudity 10 years ago.
I feel now your body is amazing, the best it's ever looked. I looked at you, I was you look like you did in TNA. It's
Thank you.
crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know. Just keep the memory of the good
Yeah.
nudity alive.
I get that.
Not tarnish it with the mom bod.
If you want to talk about this, we can or we can skip it or whatever. But you did say you had issues with food, which I would never know about you because you are always fit and stuff. What is that?
Not always. Not
Really?
always, yeah.
As because you from the public eye, you've always looked just fit and good and.
Well, it kind of goes back to that, we were talking about the Y2K thing, the diet culture and how fat shaming was so normalized just in media and tabloids. And I was eating that shit up, I was number one consumer of look at what Lindsay Lohan is wearing. How dare she?
Yeah.
And that was just that voice that ends up being in your head, even if you don't mean it, to be. So that I struggled a lot with that when I was younger. And then becoming a mom, I was having a baby every, 18 months, I feel and I could never get back to what I was. And I think part of that was when I was pregnant the first time, everyone was oh, you'll snap back. Don't worry about it. And of course they're saying it to be nice, but I believed it because so many people were saying it. You're snap back, and I didn't snap back, and that fucked me up. And I was wait a minute, what's wrong with me? Why am I not snapping back? Because that's the epitome of what you're supposed to do. And I don't know, just that messed me up so much. And nursing, I mean, I've been nursing for 8 years now. I finally just stopped with Gothic baby.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a lot.
Hormones, all that stuff just plays so much into weight.
And I'm a stress eater, and it's been a rough couple of years, personally, stuff that I don't even really talk about. But, I eat when I'm lonely, I eat when I'm stressed, and that's, 90% of the time. So just relying on food, I guess I hadn't been officially diagnosed by anybody, but borderline food addiction, I guess is what I would classify it as if, probably I went somewhere to get a diagnosis. I don't know.
I went, wow.
But I won't go anywhere to get a diagnosis.
Yeah. No, you don't want to hear it, but you just know. Me too. I'm I know I'm addicted to food. It's such a, and no one can understand it. It's such a mental thing. It's such a weird thing where you, you said, it's coping almost.
Yeah. And then, the part of me just fell back into well, I'm pregnant or well, I'm postpartum. And then I would stop trying and then I would justify it in my head and, just very toxic mindset, a revolving door of food and no, it's okay, but no, it's not okay, and hating myself. Same as everyone, I'm sure, but
no, but there's a lot of people, but there's so many people that don't have that issue with food at all, and I would never think that with you because you just always look good. So I was just I guess you just can't tell.
No, well, I recently lost 50 pounds, so I was
it's amazing.
Much heavier for almost a decade, very long time.
So how do you feel then? Because the first thing I was wow, you look great, but do you ever feel oh man, because you hear people, I've never lost a significant amount of weight where they're well, I didn't look good before, or I only look good then. Does it make you feel some type of way?
Well, I lost my ass. R.I.P.
Does that make you sad, or are
it
you
makes me very sad.
Oh, okay.
My one redeeming feature. No, but I do feel a lot more comfortable when I'm smaller. But again, it's just that like being ingrained, of just how media was growing up, I guess.
It was awful. I know. I listened to the Girls Next Level podcast, and Bridget said she was like the fat one. They kept calling her like the fat one, and so I'm like, that's
and
wild.
you look back, and she's like literally a supermodel,
like so stick. I know. It's crazy.
But watching that, I believed it.
Same.
I probably thought the same thing too, and I look back in horror, and I feel like, oh my god, what was wrong with me?
Oh, I was the fat girl, and I was like, I could be Bridget, and meanwhile, Bridget's so tiny and little. And hearing it now, I'm just like, wow, that is crazy.
Mm-mm.
No, people were like awful. That whole era of it was crazy. Yeah. Was the food? Do you think you had a food addiction your whole life, or was it just recent when you were like having babies and feeling lonely?
It was mostly like after the babies. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
just feeling
having that like unhealthy coping mechanism.
Yeah,
just like filling a void, kind of.
Did you have any postpartum? Because you have 4 kids, so close. Did you have any postpartum in between?
No. Thankfully, no.
That's good.
I mean, it's just rough, period, but no.
Yeah. And you had support because your family, you said, lived with you like on the compound and stuff like that. So
my dad was there. So, he's kind of old school Puerto Rican. So in that aspect, there's only so much that he can do. But like he did help with like, changing diapers or go pick up McDonald's or something.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, diapers are a huge thing. Yeah. I feel like that's like a big thing when someone can like help you out with that.
Yeah. I wish I had like a mom or something, to come and, do mom things. But my dad is, more than made up for it.
That isn't, my mom, I don't know what I would do without her with the babies because I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what I'm doing. How did you figure it out? Or you just maternally knew? Were you just naturally a mother?
I guess, from even when I was little, people were like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's like performer and like mom. Like I just always wanted to be a mom. Like I don't know. So it just came to me. Just, have a million babies. That's what I wanted.
That's wild. Do you think
I knew what I didn't want.
Which was?
I feel to be like my mom. I knew I wanted to be the opposite of whatever the hell that was. So I try really hard to like
be completely different. You broke
be the absolute opposite. Yeah.
Wow. And you are. You're such the cool mom. You like literally your children are. I mean, the fact that you like do these theme nurseries for them and just everything. I mean, a book for. I mean, it's really amazing. And just the support you have for them. And like you said, if they didn't want to be performing, you're like, we can just go home and watch YouTube. I'm like, yeah, that's amazing because it's hard to like. I don't know. Parenting's hard in general. Yeah. What is the weirdest mom shaming comments you've gotten on TikTok?
Oh gosh. I think like the clout thing is really weird for me because some people think that maybe I like woke up one day and was like, I want to be an influencer. And it's like funny because I think like right now in my life is probably the least quote unquote famous that I've ever been. Even though I'm like social media famous, like it's not like real life famous, like Playboy famous, Howard Stern famous, like in magazines every month, like it's a different kind of thing. So it's like funny to hear people say that, like that I would be like using my family as like, that just kind of like, it's so icky to me. Like it makes me feel super weird.
That is odd.
To me, it's like including my family and everything that I do. Like we are a package. Like we are the family together all the time. Like, hello, here we are, but that's super weird. And then the fact that people buy into the gimmick, and part of it is like a compliment, because like, okay, you really believe the gimmick, but like, it's not like I'm a vlog, like it's not like I'm actually detailing the baby's life. Like I'm taking random clips of her, like in the 1 second of the day that she's looking serious and like making a stupid voiceover. It's like, this is not really her day in her life, guys.
They think every day you're just filming everything she does and for the whole day. And then I can attest to seeing her for like a half hour before. She's just so smiling. I mean, how do you get her to do Gothic baby face? Because she's like happy, smiling.
That's why there's even fewer of them now because she was a very moody younger baby. Okay. And now she's just like so effervescent and bubbly and always smiling and wanting to interact. So it's like, man, I gotta catch her in between. When she's like zoning out sometimes. So that
like here's the clip of it. And I saw an interview or read an interview. You said you're like, it's really around her time whenever she's, in that mood or whatever.
I mean, I feel like it's got to be people who don't have kids who think that there's like some mastermind orchestrating this. Like if you've ever been around like a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, you can't tell them shit.
Oh, no.
I can't say, hey, child, stand here, do this, act like it's a baby.
Yeah.
Like she's not doing what else she wants to do, and I'm quick on my phone.
Yeah, you're like, I got it quick.
That's what it is. I'm quick with my phone.
It's such a struggle. No, even doing Christmas cards, it's like getting her and like when she's smiling, it's like it's such a struggle.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then having the Gothic baby, like getting her when she has those faces could be
Yeah.
And people like I remember like about was it a year or two ago, there was like a news outlet that did like a whole story about it, about you and Gothic Baby, and just like how they were concerned about her nursery being dark or
it's so weird the way they framed it in the story, a girl, and honestly that was a big catalyst for the book of what inspired me to write the book, because they just came, I feel like, in this 3-minute TV segment, and it was like the UK's equivalent of like The View.
That's
right?
what it was. Yes.
And
yeah.
It was called Loose Women,
Loose
and
Women.
they just said like every negative stereotype within those 3 minutes, and it kind of blew my mind. The poor baby, the whole house is dark and black, which it's not.
Yeah.
We've got an aesthetic. But like, if it was beige, would you be saying something? And like the first thing out of their mouth was like, "Oh, it's satanic, it's demonic, it's it's evil," and I hate that, because it can be, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's the lifestyle that you choose to live and that's what you believe in. Like, more power to you. But it doesn't necessarily have to be. And like that, proving them wrong and going even deeper into the satire that is day in the life of a Gothic baby, which is really all it was and how it started, like, in response to some troll saying this poor child, this lacking color, that she's never going to develop mentally, it's child abuse, and it's like,
my God,
I've actually gone through child abuse, my guy. She's living pretty fucking cush. Like,
I know, when you think about it in that perspective, you're like, you have I would be actually livid living what you went through. I'd be like, excuse me, what?
Literally,
this baby
what?
has the bougiest lifestyle ever. Just
oh my God. And not to say that like money will buy you a happy childhood, but goddamn does it help, you know? Like,
she has multiple playrooms, colors.
She's good.
She has an amusement park. She's living in the Haunted Mansion. All of it is just amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of things that annoy me, like just with but that is a whole other level. I'd be like,
yeah.
what?
And it just perpetuated like this negative stereotype about like alternative people, which like obviously like with like Wednesday and like pop culture, like people are so much more accepting of that now. But like I remember going to school and somebody literally telling me to kill myself because I had my own clothes that I made and fishnets and dark makeup or whatever. And I mean that used to be, the goth experience, I feel like, for a very long time.
Yeah.
So for someone to go on like a huge national platform and like say, oh, that's satanic because the baby is wearing a black dress, it's like I had to,
that's wild.
I had to make a whole, I had to come with a whole damn media response to that. So.
And the book literally came out of it, of what it is to be like Gothic. So you were always alternative, like in high school, and
yeah, I feel like, I went through my Y2K bimbo era, and there was, even in my personal style, still kind of maintain that. But to go there, if you're not, especially back then, like if you're not like that aesthetic or the commercial aesthetic, you were like put in a box of fetish modeling, and I never wanted to do that. So, and there was opportunities to do that, but I didn't want to lean into that because I wanted to continue with the Playboy and the bimbo,
right?
That kind of thing.
More mainstream.
So that was sort of like my marketable image for a while. But yeah,
so
it's
you
always
changed
sort
it.
of been, at
In
heart,
you.
yeah, in my house, in my decor, and in my personal wardrobe. Yeah.
This will sound so stereotypical, but I remember when I was like in high school, I just like, I wanted to be alternative so bad, but like I didn't know what that meant. You know what I mean? I was like, what does that mean? So I was like really into like Marilyn Manson, but like people now would be like, oh, that's so cringy if that's all you knew about alternative. But he was, right?
I mean, but everybody had their little gateway into nobody woke up like a Megadeth fan, so.
So what does it take to be alternative? Because I did want to be an alternative girl, but I didn't know what that meant. Colorful hair, piercings. I'm like, what does it actually mean?
I feel like the umbrella of alternative can be literally anything. And then you get, this is like a big point of contention online, like what is and what isn't Gothic,
Yes.
Like goth, is it a music genre? Is it an architectural style? Is it a vibe? Is it a feeling? Is it a color? Is it music? So I think alternative can be any of that, really. It's just like all encompassing of all of the,
what's Gothic, what's emo, what's scene, what's alternative.
Yeah, all that
I try
stuff.
to be all of it. I'm like, I'm going to just figure it all out, whatever it is.
And that's the beauty of it, Don't put yourself in a box.
But like your boots, I love these. Would these be what? What would these be considered?
This is probably more like traditional, like trad goth, I would say.
This gives me such 90s vibes when they would wear like big, kind of like the Crow, like big, just like black trench coats. I always thought that was like so cool.
Yeah, and that was the vibe too. But then, even like in saying that, like the whole trench coat mafia came, and that added even more of a stigma, to people that were dressing like that. So it's like,
I know,
extra pissed me off just to hear somebody like go on there and say,
oh yeah, and like you said, it's huge. Like Loose Women is big, and also women saying this about other women, like especially like moms and stuff like that. I was just like,
blew me away.
Yeah,
it just blew me away.
Like, what is everyone supposed to be? To me, the beige mom thing, again, fine if you like it, but we got criticized for having a colorful playroom. They're like, it's too much. It overstimulates. Yeah.
Well, you can't win.
That's how I thought. I was like, it's a pink nursery. But yeah, we got that too. They're like, it's overstimulating. But I was just like,
I'm convinced the internet just hates moms.
Oh.
I'm convinced because it's like on the other side of the coin, like, oh yeah, black and white is soothing for kids, and then there's people like, oh, this poor deprived child not going to develop. You're hindering her, her brain or whatever, and then against you for too much color.
Oh yeah,
oh my god.
Oh no, there's no winning.
She's like the sweetest, happiest baby.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Break.
Totally fine. Totally, I know it is such a weird thing. I know the internet's odd, and then when you just get all that criticism, you deal with it good. You like handle it well.
It's a lot of biting my tongue, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say for being like 100. I'm like, you know what? You handle it good. Do you just ignore? Do you block comments?
I stopped looking at stuff. So
oh wow, you don't look at.
I feel bad because a lot of people were like, I'll see people in real life or at signings or stuff like, oh, I tagged you in this. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't look at it anymore.
It's too
because
much.
I'll feel compelled to respond, and I will not respond like. In a nice way, you know what I mean? I'll get myself in trouble.
You'll be the headline.
So I just have to shut. I can't look at it. I know myself.
Like if you do, does Matt get like upset if you like try to, or is he like fine? Is he supportive? Do what you want.
He's come to the fact. Like he knows who I am and he realizes it. But yeah, he would rather I shut the up.
Yeah. I like learned to like tame myself a little bit when I got married because I was like, well, I don't want to like embarrass him because I used to go off on the internet, but now I'm like, let me just not
completely unhinged. Yeah.
I mean, like you said, some people push it that way and then people get away with it because you don't say anything and it's like
I feel like I used to be of the mindset where like, I'm not going to let you get away with this. Like, you think you could get away with this? I'm going to teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
You think this is okay? You're going to think twice the next time you want to talk. That was my mentality. So I felt the need to like put everyone in their place. I wasn't even defending myself, but I know now that it seems like I'm defending myself, and I don't want anyone to ever think that I feel the need to do that because you.
Right.
Literally. Like, you are not worth me defending myself. If my character absolutely comes into question and it starts spreading like wildfire, like people love this cancellation horseshit, then I guess I'll be forced to, but I've learned to just not anymore.
Deal with it, like not put the energy out there.
It'll take all energy. This is what it is. It'll take all your energy, and all of my time and my patience and my positive energy goes to my kids.
Yeah.
So I can't afford to have any more energy go anywhere else because then I'll have less for my kids, and you. You're not more important than my kids.
Of course.
So you're not going to get my energy. Like, go punch the air. Go die mad about it. I can't. I'm sorry.
That's so true, though. That is so true. And that's how I felt, too. I was just like, none of this really matters when you have, like, in real life stuff. Plus, you're, like, so busy. You're, like, designing, like, pinball machines and traveling and marketing and just doing all that stuff.
Sucks the joy out of you. Yeah.
It does. I know. I try not to look. I mean, honestly, I guess I just don't see it. I don't know. I mean, he moderates some of my comments. I just never see anything. Oh, everyone's nice. Everyone likes me.
Good. Thank goodness. That's what we need.
The moderating is good. I don't know. I never see anything bad. So I'm sure there is. But I'm like, oh, maybe people like me now. I don't know. You go through waves. I think you know, too. Like, going through waves.
People love you now. People love you.
You know, but then it changes and then people don't and then whatever. But I try not to let it affect me either.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
They can punch the air mad at you too then.
I love that. Punch the air. Die mad.
Yeah.
What is like your one like dream that you haven't accomplished yet?
Gosh, I feel like motherhood was the ultimate dream, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm good.
And you've accomplished that times 4.
Yeah.
And now the whole internet being like, is there another baby coming?
Gosh, if I didn't have to be pregnant, absolutely I would. But yeah,
but you never know.
It hits me hard. Yeah, I asked my husband to get a vasectomy. Actually, I thought I was done, and it happens. I feel like after every pregnancy, right? Like you're like, never again. This is never. I'm never doing this again. This is the last one. And then a couple months pass, and you're like, well,
maybe.
You start romanticizing the idea again. But, when I had asked, I was still in that phase of like, this, and but he said he didn't want to.
He's like, no, I'm going to have as many.
So if it happens, I guess it happens. But I am content with our number
the 4,
here.
Yeah.
I wish we'd have started sooner. But.
That's what I was going to say. We were talking about that earlier. Isn't it like annoying, the age thing? I mean, you did start young, 29. You just have like a lot of kids. But it is annoying that there is a cutoff. I mean, people have it. Shanti's 43 and pregnant, Courtney 40 something. So it happens. But I feel that too. I feel the pressure. I'm like, if we're gonna have kids, we need them back to back to back now because I'm 35. So
no, you're okay. I feel like me personally, the problem with me would be to have my births in the way that I like to have my births. Like after 35, you're technically geriatric, like you're high risk. So I feel like if I continued, technically I could, but I don't know if I would still be in that safe bracket, eligible for a home birth and a midwife team.
Yeah.
I think I'd kind of be forced into a hospital. And that's
just the worst.
Feeds into like my thought process. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. No, I get that part of it for sure. So you're like, if it happens, it happens. Honestly, I think you're the one person who could just keep doing it natural, just out in the wilderness. And people did that back in the day, like you said. I mean, people really did. When you think about it, that's what made me not scared of birth. I was like, people do this literally every day, all the time.
Yeah.
With no medical
we're
assistance.
Stronger than we realize. I mean, we let a lot of things affect our thought processes. I feel like, especially around birth and, stuff subconsciously, messages that we're being fed about birth and childbearing that we don't even realize are
they scare you.
It's fear. Yeah. So
the pregnancy too, everything's scary. Everything's so scary. And then when it actually happens, you're like, not to say it's not bad because painful, all of that, but I don't know, especially the way you did it, but it's still, I don't know. You should write a book. Have you ever done like a parenting book? I mean, this book, but like a parenting book or birthing book?
I would love to. I would love to just do a book of like all of the different lifestyles that I don't know if anyone would care, but I would love to do it. There is a lot of crazy, scandalous stuff in between this stuff. I feel like it'd be a good, juicy, trashy read.
Oh my God. I just feel like you have so
memoir.
much. Yeah. I mean, because you knew, all of that. Howard Stern. Did you meet Hugh Hefner? Mm-hmm. So did you have like stories with him?
No, I don't.
Nothing crazy.
It was just, I'm passing at parties and stuff.
Yeah. So it was always good. But I just feel like all of that, just how you got into all of it. It's those are always interesting. I read every Playmate book, even if they weren't famous. I'm like,
oh my God, me too.
Oh, all of them. Bunny Tales. I'm like, anything good or bad. I'm like, let me know about this lifestyle because it's and now it's such a relic almost because it's such a thing that people don't know about, but it's such a glamorous thing that'll like live on forever.
Time capsule that'll never happen again.
Oh my gosh. And I think, and then of course meeting your husband and being in wrestling and now you're part of this like famous duo, like it's wild. And being married to someone famous, like that was always like my dream too. I was like, ooh, to be married, but like you were saying, it comes with its own struggles and I think it's a whole thing that people just love to know about and I think you should. I'm sure someone will come to you.
Maybe.
After your reality show and your...
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. How's Hardy?
Oh, my God. Could you imagine? I think you'd be so good. Because your personality, again, your TikTok doesn't show... It shows, like, your house and, like, who you are as a person. But your personality in person is so different than I think anyone could imagine.
And I'm scared to show my personality.
Wait, why?
Because I'm afraid of what I'll say.
You are?
I am afraid of being, I don't know. I feel like the house and like the book and like family content, it's like marketable. I feel like myself might be like a little unhinged. Like in a format like reality TV, I'm sure that could work. Like, oh, here's the crazy bitch that brings the drama, but like on social media, I don't want to be the dramatic one because I mean, even now there's like stuff that I'm like being pulled into like drama and I'm like, please.
Wait,
like,
right now?
Just stuff with friends of mine or whatever.
Wait,
like,
really?
Yeah.
Wait, in real life or on social media, friends?
Both.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it. Because I kind of looked, I like typed in controversy. I was like, Reby Hardy controversy. I'm like, there's not much new I didn't see.
Not with me, but, people are always trying to, drag you into stuff.
Wait, really? People you know in real life? Mm-hmm. Man, that's my biggest fear. I think that's why I have no friends. Because I'm like, I hate drama too. I hate it that way. And you just always get sucked into it.
Yeah.
Is it like stuff personal or just...
It's just, dumb social media. So if you don't know what it is, then never mind.
I'm shocked because I did like a deep dive too. I was like, let me know. And I was like, there's nothing. Yeah. Interesting. I get that part. I mean, I wouldn't even say you're unhinged. I think that you're super refreshing. I was like, wow. Because again, I see you as like perfect housewife married to a wrestler with 4 kids that just has time to decorate the house all day.
That's nice. That is so nice to hear.
Your 20 Christmas trees. I was like, wow, what a dream.
I'm glad I'm giving that off and not something else. Thank you.
You give off like effortless, like you have 5 nannies, house staff, like all this stuff like that.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. The homeschooling, all of it. I think it's actually like so impressive. I don't know, the whole thing. And yeah, like you're a little wild, but I think that's like fun. Just, it's just, again, refreshing that you're a mom, but you're also fun. You didn't lose your funness to it.
Thank you.
What is the Gothic baby voice? Because now hearing you're super bubbly. Like your voice is actually it gives me Playmate. It's very bubbly, Playmate, Y2K.
Oh, thank you.
So how's the Gothic baby voice?
The Gothic baby voice started because I was literally filming the voiceover for like the first clapback video that I was doing that was like the satirical like life of a Gothic baby video. And she was sleeping next to me. So I had to talk quiet like this. So this is literally just my baby is sleeping next to me. This is a day in the life of a Gothic baby. My quiet voice.
That gave me chills. That was ASMR. That was the ASMR. I've never gotten like chills from ASMR. Really, that was good.
Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah.
Thank you for doing that live. Oh my God, I seriously did get a little bit like, wow.
I've never done it live, I don't think.
Oh my God,
not
that was
on camera.
so exciting.
I feel self-conscious because I feel like I'm like,
that was so good. No, you went into a character.
My quiet mom voice, really. That's what it was.
Wow. It was so good because I thought maybe, it almost sounds like you're like a little sick or something. So I was like, maybe you're like sick or something, you know? Wow. You should definitely do, are you going to do like you should do like an audio version.
Book.
Yeah.
I want to. I got to figure out how to do that.
I think because they come with baby books or like children's books that you can like record like a voice. I'm sure there's something where
Press
you can just.
a button. Yeah. I would love to.
Oh, that's Malibu's favorite when you can push a
to.
button and it does. That would be everything. Oh my gosh. Or just a movie or TV series, Life of a Gothic Baby. It's so in right now.
I wish.
Gothic Baby's everything. Now, one day she like gets older, you think she'll be like, I don't want to wear black.
I mean, people ask that a lot. Like, what happens when she becomes preppy? She becomes preppy. I'll be there. I'll change the whole room again, I'll be a little sad about it because now I have all this, like, connection to it in so many different ways. But
well, you'll have another house. You'll, like, build more. You'll have the library. You'll have another wing for her.
I hope so.
Because it is kind of classic, the Gothic Baby nursery. Like, that would be terrible.
I mean, how that even started was just like liking that like classical like Disney princess vibe. Like that's where like that whole style even came from. More so of like just all black, because her nursery isn't even really black. There's black accents, but it's more like what I would imagine like a castle room would actually look like, but just not pink and Disney,
right?
Sort
it's
of.
very like it's more like regal. Do you think that'd be crazy if like Disney makes a movie and they start all have like a black like crib and stuff like that? Because that makes sense. Like you think about those ones like Princess Aurora and stuff like that. Like they do have more
even
of a
like
medieval
Cinderella,
vibe.
Like the stepmother's room in Cinderella is very much like that style. Like Beauty and the Beast, it's that style.
That's
like,
true. Oh my God, that'd be crazy. They have a little like Gothic Baby. Well, hopefully they collaborate with you because people would call it out. People would be like, excuse me, wait.
Yeah, right. Oh my God.
They call the baby Evermore.
Jeez.
That is crazy. The Evermore and the Nevermore connection, that is like wild.
Just happened to be, meant to be. I don't know, some sort of weird goth connection.
Do you think you'd ever go back to singing?
Oh, I don't know. I would love to. But people say like, oh, you should record an album. Every time I do karaoke, and I think it's people just being nice, man. I would like to.
No, your karaoke is everything.
I wanted to do a Christmas song like Santa Baby, but Gothic Baby.
Oh my gosh.
And I missed the boat. I thought of it too late. God damn, maybe next year.
No, you can record it now for next year since she's so like little because she grows so fast.
Maybe we'll shoot a music video.
It'll be Gothic Toddler. Oh man, that would have been so good. Your karaoke is everything. Is that in your house?
Yeah.
Is it like you're like a theater room? Is that your movie theater?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And do you do it just for fun, just you, or do you have like people over?
Just fucking around. I just friends, whatever.
I love it.
But every time I have friends, it's like I have to fly people out to come see me because nobody really lives around me.
Oh, where is North Carolina? Is that like southern? Like
yeah, definitely southern.
Is it on the coast? Or are you gridlocked?
I don't know. No, I'm not near a beach. I'm like 3 hours from a beach.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out
in the fort. Like if you Google view like where I am, it's like nothing but like treetops and like a dot, and that's my house.
God, that's so wild. Are you like adjusting to it? Are you like
it's all right. I'm making I would never be able to like afford the lifestyle that I have like back in New York, let's say. Like there's no fucking way.
No.
Yeah. So,
And there's all the land you have. I mean, that alone is like super. What do you guys do with all of that? Since you have animals.
Run around naked.
You're that family.
That's it. Just free balling it outside. Yeah.
The privacy is amazing though. Like if no one's around you within an hour.
Yeah, as long as no wrestling fans come and take pictures by our gate.
Don't come to their house. Yeah. That's wild. I'm surprised they do that, just knowing. Well, I guess because your husband's just so nice too. They're probably just like, oh, he's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here I come. Like,
yeah. That's good. You've got to be that way. And he's from there. He like was born and raised there.
Yeah.
So he's just like, this is it for me.
His dad was born on that property. His mom was born on that. It's crazy. Yeah.
On the actual property you guys live on?
Yeah. So like hundreds and hundreds, because he didn't know where he was from. So people would ask like him all the time, where are you from? Like I didn't know what my kids were. Like my kids are Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican and what? Mystery. I don't know.
Oh, his nationality.
No, nobody knew. So I had to like do one of those like DNA test things. And yeah. And then I figured, so he's native and Irish and English.
Native American?
Mm-hmm. On his mom's side, yeah. And then Irish and English on his dad's.
Gosh.
Because I was like, what are my kids? I have no other.
That is, that's
I guess
wild.
they're white. I guess that's it. But like white, what white?
Well, is that even white? I don't know. Native Americans, like not really, right? I don't know.
I mean, it's diluted so much at that point, probably.
Yeah.
I don't think they could claim it, but.
I wouldn't know what he is actually. Like I was like, maybe Italian, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, because I look at him and I don't think like white boy. Like I can tell like
He has like
got
something,
a little spice in there.
I
Yeah.
need to do 23andMe. I don't know what I am. I always just thought, I have no idea. I literally don't know either.
Oh, you don't?
No, I have no idea. My
Oh my
parents
God.
are different things, and I'm like, I don't think I'm any of that because I did one a while ago, and my dad says he's 100% something. I'm like, well, I'm not that.
I feel like that would be
No.
the reveal of the century.
That's what I say. That's why I'm scared to do
You
it.
could probably do a whole reality show of just that.
Seriously, because people always are like, are you something, are you this? And I'm always like, I don't know, I'm white because my parents are white. But then I'm like, I don't know, not to say I'm anything. I'm not trying to be like, I'm this or that. But it's like, it's always weird
I
to
couldn't
me.
even say you got some spice in there too.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I feel like-
But then I'm scared. And then like, what if my parents are my parents? What if my dad's not my dad? I'm just like,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I've
And then
seen
it's like,
those TikToks where they're like, "Oh, we were secret siblings the whole time." Some crazy thing. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I feel like we're far enough
The
removed
scandal.
genetically. So he's from like a different side of the country. And I'm like, okay. Or not world,
my
actually, not
God.
country. So did you guys ever do a gender reveal?
We did. We did one on
Each time?
TV, and I feel kind of bad about it.
Wait, why?
Because it was one of those like big dramatic ones, and granted, it was for TV, so like
Yeah.
they did it, and the production of it had to be like a production. But they're like very like taboo now, right? Like you're not really supposed to do gender reveals.
I feel, is that, I don't know. I was talking to one of my friends and she's like, I don't know. It's, yeah, I think it's fine.
We
Or
we
just-
did a big one. We blew up a mountain with tannerite. We had a
Oh.
sniper girl.
I see what you mean. Like for the environment, is it okay? Like,
Yeah, well, I don't know, and I try and instill in them like gender is a construct and it doesn't really matter and that
I
kind of
agree,
thing.
yeah.
So that kind of goes against it, but at the same time, like you're pregnant, you're excited.
I know.
You want to know everything. I'm one of those people where like I'm in my pregnancy app, even the fourth pregnancy every day, refreshing. What is
Yeah.
it now?
Yeah.
What are we doing? What's developing today?
Oh,
you're
no,
just,
it's
like,
exciting.
Excited. You just want like something to know,
Yeah.
to do, to be part of,
a direction to go.
celebrate. Yeah,
it's
for
also something
sure.
to celebrate, like you said. Like that's how I feel too. I was like, would we do a big gender reveal? Because we know the gender of our next baby, but it's like we're doing the gender reveal more for like the excitement
other
of it all.
people.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
family and stuff
for
like that.
sure.
So I was just like, I don't know, it's kind of fun just to announce something again.
Yeah, and then I love a good party too. So if that ends up changing in the future, we'll do another goddamn gender reveal.
Right.
Like, well, here's your second gender reveal. You let everybody know what it is.
Oh yeah,
I don't care.
No, I think that's like so exciting. But I've seen the TikToks too where those go wrong and like the guy gets pissed that they're having like another girl or something.
Oh no!
Have you seen those?
Oh, I have, and they infuriate me.
Oh, my
I
God.
like want to find the guy and like.
Could you imagine your husband doing that? Just being like, just walking off, being like, oh man.
Immediately no. Like
no.
infuriate me. The kid
Yes.
seeing that in the future.
I
like
know.
And I know my husband would never, but I always told him, like, I don't give a what you better be happy about this.
So
I don't care
ecstatic.
if you're not, you better be happy about this.
No, for real. And it's always girls. Whenever there's like three girls and then the dad gets pissed, I'm like,
Absolutely.
the misogyny
not.
of it all. Was he excited to have a girl?
Yes, he really wanted a girl. I was terrified to have a girl.
Yeah.
He wanted a girl for sure. And he kind of drives me crazy because when he talks about it, he'll say, yeah, we kept going till we got our girl. And I always correct him. Maybe that was your thought process, but I did not think that.
that
Number
wasn't.
one, I thought I was boy mom. I wanted to be boy mom. I
Yeah.
was scared of girls. And number two, my boys were not failed attempts at a girl. And I always make it a point to like correct anybody when they're like, all these boys, you poor thing. Or when people have all girls, you're going to try it for a boy. It's like disappointing, especially when you say it in front of the kid. I think
Yeah.
it's fucking rude.
That
Like,
is very
and that's
true.
sending kind of like a wrong message to the kids, even if they don't really get it. So like they might,
Right.
don't say that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I hate that. So yeah, but
I feel like you should have a fifth just to prove that point. To be like, you know what, we got our girl, but we're still going just because we like kids.
Right. Right, because it didn't stop there because it was a girl. It stopped there because I'm tired of my teeth falling out. That's what it is.
Your teeth actually fell, literally.
Literally fall out one day to the next. Yeah.
Did they say what that was from?
It's just a lack of calcium. Like your baby's going to get all the nutrients they need one way or another. So if you're not, if your diet isn't perfect, and I try my best, but like if your diet isn't perfect or if you're not keeping up with what the baby demands that, particular point in your pregnancy, it'll take from your body. So my teeth, every single pregnancy I've had a tooth fall out. Yeah, tooth fall out.
Oh my God. Are you vegan?
No.
Just lack of calcium.
I don't
What is
know.
that, like milk and
Iron
stuff?
deficiency, like
Oh,
calcium
really?
deficiency. Yeah, is what it can be.
Again, so you couldn't tell by looking at someone, I would think like, oh, you're just like healthy, like everything.
No, girl, I fall apart.
Yeah. I feel like I have a horrible diet. I eat like butter noodles and fast food. I'm like, where's this baby getting its nutrients? So far, no teeth. Knock on wood, have fallen out.
Oh, no. It would have happened already if it was going to happen
Oh
for you.
my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah, that's wild.
You're
The pregnancy-
safe. You're good.
I had like I'm telling you, I feel like pregnancy, I don't know, the baby like gives me nutrients, I have all these notes and I haven't even looked at it once. I literally wrote down so many notes for you. I was just like, oh my God. I think
we're
like,
just talking shit.
I know. No, but that's the best. That's why I love meeting people offline, because I just never, I don't know, expected you to be like this, you know?
I'm just so like stoked to be here, and like I don't want to be that weirdo, but like you like match people. I was like, should I ask her if we can match? But I was like, no. Like literally until I like stepped foot into this very room, I was like, is this a joke? Like, is this like I was like, so is this really happening? Does she really want me here? Like, why? Because
that's wild.
So I watch every podcast. It's all like people that are like really popping off, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm the one stupid guest that nobody's gonna know. I was like so nervous, and then I don't want to bother you. I don't want to be like a fangirl. So
are you kidding? I feel like because I followed you first on TikTok for so long, and like I used to comment and never get any reply. I was like, okay,
what?
I commented on everyone when Malibu was first born, and that's why we did the little Wednesday one. And then when you like everyone was tagging you,
no, I'm so
sorry.
I swear to God, I never saw it. Every time I've ever seen you say anything, I've died or like made a response.
I used to reply to everything because I was just so I was obsessed with your theme. You know, I'm such a theme person too, and I was like, oh my God, I love
you're probably like you. I'm sorry.
No, I literally just expect no one to know who I am ever, especially that. And so I remember and when they started tagging you, I was like, what if she doesn't like me? What is this? You know, and then I remember I like told Moses as soon as you guys duetted us, I was like, oh, they duetted us. Like I was so excited.
That's
and
insane.
Then,
I had no clue. Oh my God.
Oh, that makes me so happy to hear.
God.
Of all my guests, truly, we're the closest in age, and also you're just like I feel the most relatable to you. I don't know why, because again, we had such different lives, but
too.
Just there's so many things you've been through, and just you accomplished so much. I'm always just like, this was the dream girl. This is the girl I think I am in my head. You know. If I wasn't just sitting in my house alone by myself, all of my Y2K with no friends, no ambition.
You make it happen for yourself, though.
I'm still
really
trying.
do.
You know, it's always a thing. But I just, when I saw you, and I was just like, wow, this is so cool. I would have loved to match. That would have been like my dream. Had I known, I would have bought this entire outfit. The shoes included. I have all of it because I told you I had a little my emo phase, my emo band, and I love it so much.
That's so funny.
I think all my things are phases. I don't really know what I am. I don't consider myself like a pink girl. I think it's the Barbie hype. I go with the flow, whatever the phase is. You know what I mean?
I think we have like a weird connection. One of my exes, I think, made your merch when you said the emo thing.
We'll totally bleep it or what? Not cut it. Yeah. What of all the connections? I'm like, that's the last. Okay, we're back. That's wild. I love the tea. I love the tea. I thought you were gonna be like, we like dated the same word, which would have been the best compliment ever. I love when people are like, we hooked up with the same guy. It's like, really? Actually, the TNA girl.
No, I have terrible taste in men. That would not have happened.
First of all, I mean, Matt Hardy is a good prize, I would say. That's a pretty good one.
Okay.
No, the TNA girl that I knew, her and I were hooking up with the same guy. Like, that's kind of how it happened. And he was like on the USA Network, there's this whole thing, and then she was this and that, and she was kind of telling me the whole story, and I was like,
she told me.
Wait, you were friends with her? Because when I first said her name, you were like...
No, we're friends, yeah.
Oh, you were?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I liked her. I mean, there was never... Yeah. Okay. Should we give her a shout out or no? I don't think that's a bad thing because we were all good. I thought you were not in the terms.
Her. No.
Okay, shout out Shelly Martinez.
Hey.
Can I tell you, I was obsessed even with her. She does like these YouTube like wake and bake shows. Like I'm obsessed with it. I don't know why she didn't pop off more after that because she's been
doing that forever since before people were even like that was a thing.
Oh no,
I
know.
Like one of the first people I feel like doing that sort of like content.
Oh my God, I want her on the podcast because we just did so many like auditions and shows together. We kept seeing each other at the same thing, and she was the ideal, right? Because she was so like tiny with the huge boobs. And I was like, God, I want to be that girl, you know? So I always thought she was, that's so cool. I'm glad you're still friends with her. I didn't know, because that whole world, some people don't like each other, some people do.
No, for sure. It's few and far between to find people that you get along with, for sure.
My
Especially in wrestling. It's like mean girl high school shit, for sure.
Yeah.
Like dumb locker room hierarchy, made up politic bullshit, which is probably why, like, I haven't gone back to it, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like that would just be hard dealing with the drama of all that and the girls. And
it's like I have enough, like, real world drama than to be, like, involved in, like, petty locker room drama.
I wondered that, too. So wrestling... Right, the storylines are fake. Do we say that, or do people get mad?
Yeah, same as any other thing on TV, right? Okay. I mean,
so does it affect your real life, like? With like, okay, because like, I don't know like Matt's story, but I just know like there was like a wrestler that I like knew. We weren't like dating, but like hooked up with whatever, and he would have like these like girlfriends on the show. But then he was like, no, it's not real. But then like hang out with them in real life, and I'm like, is this real? Is this not?
It's always real.
Wait, really?
I mean, I can't speak for everybody.
Okay,
but yeah. I mean, it's like you got to play the game, right? Same as any other industry, but I feel like in wrestling, it's like so much more cutthroat because it really is like who you know, whose ass you kiss, like who your I mean, probably like real world, but like to such a bigger scale, because it really is its own little world within a world, and people really navigate almost under like different rules within wrestling, and they're like long established rules that have gone back generations, and I went through this, so you have to go through this type of mentality, and it's and I did not succeed in wrestling partly because of that. I feel like
really because you just didn't want to play with it.
I couldn't play the game. Like I operate in the real world first, and I will be nice and I will do my job and I will be cordial. But if you want me to like lick your ass or hold your bag or whatever, or not change in a locker room because you're there, even though I have the same contract as you. I mean, I can't deal with that. That's not
interesting. So you don't think you would have like lasted anyways? You're just like, I can't do this.
Fights,
yeah,
big fights.
Like in real life,
big fights, yeah, no.
Wow. So now Matt's like storylines, they're not like anything to do with like girls, because I always just think there's like girlfriends and people fighting. And
no.
Okay, because they know
I will
he's married.
not allow that.
I didn't know how that worked.
They've
in like
tried to make that happen while we were together, because he has like this big storyline with like one of his exes that no one will ever shut the fuck up about to begin with.
Yeah.
And they tried to like do something at one point in WWE like that was involving her, mentioning her, and I was like, I will fucking leave. Like, because wrestling fans are so crazy, they like let go
real.
of stuff that I hear about this every single day of my life. At least one of his exes, at least once a day.
They were like wrestlers too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like every day for
Still,
13 years, imagine how old it gets. You know what I
with
mean? So I was
4
like, you are
kids.
not going to invite even more of this. Give me a break. Like let it go.
That's
please.
good.
Come
So
up with a new damn storyline. Like,
okay, good. None of that. And he's down. He's like, okay, I'm with you. He's like, whatever you say goes.
I mean, I'll make your life miserable, sir. So you can make that choice. There's gonna be repercussions. I'm sorry, it's not gonna be worth it for anybody. Trust me. Like,
I feel like, and you're such like a prize, so I feel like there's just no one better suited.
Thanks.
You really are. I mean, you are the ultimate like trophy wife, mom. I mean, and the fact that you do it all, like that really is the prize. Like, usually people have like rich lives and they just have all this help, and the fact that you do it all is like amazing.
Thank you.
Well, but real quick before we're finished wrapping up, you did mention True Life off camera. We were talking about it, and I totally forgot. What was your True Life? True Life what? I'm
a sports fanatic.
I remember. Was this real? Or did you exaggerate?
Yeah, it was, a little help from producers, but
Is this your first TV gig, True Life?
It was like my first mainstream thing. Yeah.
How old were you?
Aside from like commercials, gosh, I feel like maybe I had just done Playboy, so maybe like 2008.
Okay.
Maybe.
True Life was iconic
It's
for people.
on Hulu right now.
No!
It's so embarrassing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wish I would have watched this.
My niece she pulled it up. She's like, "Oh, your season's on Hulu."
No, wait, what season?
It's the only season that won an Emmy, so technically I am an Emmy Award winner.
Way.
Yeah.
Wait, really? It won an Emmy? Mm-hmm. That's wild.
The only season in the history of True Life.
And how many seasons were there? There was a lot. Like
1 billion.
20.
Yeah.
What season are you?
Gosh, it's like 11, 12, or 13 or one of those. It's one of the later ones.
I'm going to find it on Hulu. I'm sure it's easy to just Google.
It's embarrassing.
Oh my God. Are you going by Reby or are you going by?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Reby,
are you in this bimbo era or alternative era?
I am in my like sports girl. I'm in my Sporty Spice era.
You literally turn into something for the show. You're like, this is me. I'm a sports fan.
Well, I was always like a Giants fan and a fan of the team, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I mean, obviously they have you really amp it up for the show, and the storyline was me leaving my boyfriend for the to move to New York to be closer to the Giants, which obviously I was already leaving his ass anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it was all, stay. They had me at the airport telling him goodbye. I'm so sorry, and it's like I'm leaving him for a football team.
Wait, I don't get it. So like, where were you going in the airport? You were like going to go follow them?
I was just going the home.
So did he know that you were going to break up with him before?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's like, I'm just down to do it.
He was kind of playing along. That whole True Life thing was, I mean, I was a sports fan and I did go to the games and I did get sued by the NFL and I did,
Wait, what?
wear costumes to the games. Yeah.
Wait, before or after the show the NFL sued you?
During. It was like the perfect time. They're like, oh, yes, drama.
Wait, what? What do they sue you for? What can they sue you for?
I had a website that I would like tailgate at the games, and then I would take my camera because I'm a photographer too. I'd take my camera and I would like take pictures of people, and then I'm like, oh, if you want to see your picture, go to this website. And then the website was like me in slutty Giants stuff, pictures, and so they could see their stuff, but they could also go, and then you could also buy 8x10s of me and the Slutty Giant stuff. So the NFL sued me for copy, for the IP, because obviously you can't do that. And I knew that I couldn't do it, but I thought, oh, whatever,
no one's gonna notice.
Who cares? It's just whatever, not a big deal. I'm not building an empire with my slutty pictures, but I did get a cease and desist, so they made that a big part of the show.
Oh, I see. And so nothing ever happened. You just stopped.
Yeah, I guess I ceased.
Oh.
Yeah.
It worked, because so many people are like, cease and desist don't matter or whatever like that, but I guess it worked. You're like, okay.
I wasn't losing like a huge chunk of income anyway. It was more of just like, something
What a cool business though. That's why I'm saying you're always smart. You know all the business stuff.
It was fun though. And I mean, that parlayed into like my radio career. That show and the whole Giants gimmick, I was like showing up in costumes, but now everybody does it. But back then it wasn't really like a thing. Yeah.
And what did you do on the radio? I didn't know you had a radio show. This is new, because I like know everything about you. But this back in New York?
Yeah. So it was for Sirius XM actually. So like the Howard Stern thing kind of like helped with those connections. But I had gone as part of the True Life thing to like Sirius NFL radio, and through that met somebody who was starting a wrestling talk show.
No.
Ended up subbing for that, and then ended up being a host on that show.
Oh my gosh. Your life really is a chain of events.
Effect.
Yeah.
Really, everything is connected. Everything is crazy.
That is why. Oh my God. And you were nervous to do this, and you had a whole radio show. I'm like, what? Because you do podcasts. I've seen you on podcasts. You're so good at them.
I honestly just started doing podcasts this year.
Really?
And it's kind of like I had to bring myself to like be with the times, because I am like of that old school mindset, right? Like I never want to go backwards in life. So I was like, I've done like Sirius XM, I've done Playboy. Like, why would I ever do a podcast? Because I didn't understand. But now podcasts are bigger than any. Like,
they're so huge.
You're bigger than Howard Stern. Are you kidding me? So
I mean,
it's like
Howard's pretty big still.
I had to change my mentality. Like, no one cares about that shit anymore.
I'm
so
the
like,
same way though. I still want. I'm like, my dream is to have a TV show, but it probably would be less. When I hear Wendy Williams in 50,000 an episode, I'm like, you can get way more than that podcast.
Need a show if you don't have a show.
I love mainstream still.
I am rioting.
Oh my God, a talk show is like my dream.
Anyone needs a show, it is you. Please.
We'll put that out there. I would love. I'm so old school that way too. Like I love TV. It gets me excited. Like reality shows get me excited.
Yeah.
I just think there's something cool about it, and like I don't know, nostalgia. I don't know. Podcasts are cool, but it really is just like you go to someone's house and there's just like cameras up. And...
Well, you're like literally bringing out all of my like dirty laundry tea. So yeah, if anyone can do it, it's you, girl.
Oh, but
everyone
I think
wants to talk to you.
I appreciate that, but I truly. I was so excited to do this just because like I just have loved you for so long, and piecing it all together was such a mind trip to me. I was just like, oh my God, this is Reby Sky. This is Reby. It's like such a crazy thing to like discover. And it's amazing to see just like you constantly reinventing yourself and redoing everything and keeping your family together. I think that's the most important thing you said is like, I love the idea of just being with family all the time. And you found a way to like make it work and make money, and they have great lives. And I think it's amazing. And now you're here in California doing book signings with Gothic Baby. And she was just so cute.
Wild.
Seeing you guys walk in together hand in hand, it was just the cutest thing in the whole world. It just made me so happy. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
It was literally so much fun. My dream is to karaoke with you one day. We'll go to North Carolina in your movie theater room.
Oh my God, please.
We'll be one of those people that's like, hey, we're here. That'd be so fun. But so I'm so excited. Evie's upstairs with Malibu. I just want to see them like playing because Malibu was sleeping when she came, but she woke up and he said when they went up there, they were having fun. So.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
we're excited. So thank you guys. Check out Reby Hardy with her book, Gothic Baby. She's on TikTok. Possible reality show. Possible another baby.
Oh, man.
Truly my favorite Hardy out there.
Thank you.
You're amazing. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.